If y'all want to watch. And we're back. Welcome back, fellas. From coaches to casuals, grassroots to the league. This is Open Gym. I'm Coach Q.
Coach T, who I be.
Coach Way Too Nice. Coach Wayne, what up, though?
And y'all see who's on the couch. I don't know from what AAU, the private, the public, prep. You'd have been all around the circuit. It's hard to have been out on the scene maybe since like mid 2020, not 2020, 2010s, and not seeing you on somebody's sideline. We got Sims here, head coach of Garinger. Talk to him, introduce yourself to the audience, my brother.
Sam Sanders, head coach at Garinger, like you said. Been doing this will be my 15th year. Been doing it for, like I said, it'd be 15, but just trying to make a difference in these kids' lives, man. I don't really make it about myself. I always try to keep the main thing.
Gotcha. Before we go too deep into topics, let the audience know a little of your resume, a little of your background. I hinted at a couple of things, but I imagine you can explain it a little bit better than me.
2 NBA players currently: Aaron Wiggins, Rob Dillingham. Aaron just won the NBA championship. I don't know how many kids. I don't keep counting how many kids we got in college, things like that. I just, when they come through, I just try to help them, and I keep the main thing. Like I said, I keep the main thing. So these kids that's in college and these kids that's in the NBA, I touch them. They come back. They give back. They get back to me. They get back to whatever program I'm at. So I'm blessed.
Yes, sir. I wanted to ask you what got you into it. Like you come from a basketball family? Or?
Nah, that's the crazy part. I don't come from a basketball family. I'm the only one in my family that played basketball. So that's the crazy part about all that. Like, I just fell in love with basketball because I was a loner. Yeah. I was always by myself. So when I never had a basketball goal. My great grandma who raised me, she got a rim and nailed it up to the tree.
To the tree, yeah.
Old school. It was a stump that you had to run up on for me to even lay the ball up. So man, like, yeah, I played basketball with my friends, you know what I'm saying, whenever I could ride my bike across town. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm the only one that played basketball in my family like that. Like,
so no pops, no uncle in it?
Nah.
Yeah.
So where you from, though, bro? Tell me, tell the public where you from and give me your background as far as, where your homestead is.
I'm from Marble County, McCall. McCall Soccer Line made me who I am. Tough place to grow up at. Marble County, tough to grow up at. A lot of people don't make it out. A lot of your friends don't make it to see things that I'm able to see, but I still got the same friends. My circle is small.
That's
so, with the basketball, they know what I do, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see them a lot. I don't see my family a lot, but they know, you know what I'm saying, I'm okay because they know I'm doing what I love. So, like I said, I've been doing basketball all my life. It saved my life. Like I said, I had, some friends who ain't make it through. Yeah. So without, seeing that or them pushing me, like, you got to have the right people around you. And my circle's so small, you can't really get in my circle. Like, my circle's so small. Like, I don't trust a lot of people. Yeah. So those people that, you know what I'm saying, like, and I say their names, Tim, Jay, Chris Bavette, like, Davion, those guys, you know what I'm saying, like, they know what the blueprint look like.
They're not even friends no more. They're family.
Yeah, they know what the blueprint look like.
Yeah. So I guess as we segue into basketball, I seen you this past weekend. Looked like you was wearing a couple different hats. Again, you're a high school coach. We got a program director right here, Suge Knight. Sometimes we call him.
That's so crazy because Joe said it to me.
we got a high school coach right here, and we're coming off the high school live period. This past weekend was the NCBCA live period. Yeah. That a lot of people was at, and now the kids, they're kind of almost getting handed off back to their AAU program. I think high school, at least in North Carolina, is a dead period. So the coaches are kind of like, hands off. Period. nationwide dead period. So the high school coaches are a little bit hands off. So with all the hats that all of y'all wear, what would you say are some adjustments that kids should be adjusting back to or adjusting to when they're going back to the AAU program?
Taking what they just learned
Mm-hmm.
in June. Like everything that you did in June, just take it to July, right? Just keep building. You got to keep building every day, stacking days, what they call it now. So keep stacking days. Like don't take a back seat when you go back to July. If you made your name in June, keep going in July. Like you can't stop. You got to keep going every single day. So whatever you did in June, build on that in June and going into July. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like I tell them 365, right? So 365, you got to do it 365 days. So like, yeah, we saying going from June to July, but it's going from June to July to August to September to October. Then you right into your high school season. So you got to keep going. Like
that momentum.
You got to keep it going because you never know when that moment gonna happen. That moment can happen at any time. So with these kids going back now to AAU, is like a lot of these kids made names, and I seen them getting the offers and things like that. Okay, you got the first one. Now you got to go get that second one. You got to get that third one. So you got to keep going.
Do you go in to June with a game plan, or what do you do as far as a coach?
So my game plan this year was just to play, right? Like last year I came in and I got the job, and my sister Jayla was like, I was already like, man, I'm finna play. Like, I'm finna play. Jayla was like, no, you're not. Oh, yes, I am. And I had to understand where I was at. So, at the end of the day, like she was like, no, you're not. So we didn't play last June. My kids just came to the gym and things like that. And so this June, you know what I'm saying, like I turned into who I was when I was at Combine. Like I heard all the noise. I heard everybody talking. So it turned into, man, we're finna pop out here. My kids gonna be better than what people think they is. We're not gonna be the same. And that's my goal this year, not to be the same. So when we came out, my game plan was, man, I ain't putting no sets in. We run the plays. We just played. And we played defense.
That's the main thing.
We pressed everybody. Everybody I played against oppressed. I don't care if we was winning or losing. And we went 5-1 at UNCC team camp. And so like for me, like that was big for my kids because a lot of my kids, you know what I'm saying, that was their first time ever playing or something like that. And it was big for the program. It was big for me. You know what I'm saying? They put a smile on my face. It made me excited for the season.
As you should be. As you should be, bro.
It made me excited for 1100 Eastway Drive.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So
I know about that over there.
So,
Trey, you about to have a flock of kids. I think you still doing a little practicing on
man, bro, having a whole lot of try.
Oh my bad. I don't know. It was a kid. That might have been the 7th graders. I think that was
a whole live tryout.
My bad. That was
already. You done gave him a Suge Knight speech for real. Hey, if you ain't happy with your coach and your producer dancing all the videos, not giving you no playing time, trying to holler at your mama, right? Come to death row.
So what you looking to get from some of these kids? I imagine you might have seen some kids take steps forward, some kids take steps back. Some kids might have, they might have had a junior or senior in front of them. Yeah. So like in high school, they had to kind of like just chill out a little bit. Yeah. So then they might be ready to come back and get them shots. So, Or you might have had a kid that kind of really peaked and like they gained momentum. So now they trying to step into a new role. Yeah. Like, hey, coach, you seen, right? Yeah. So as that program director, what's your mindset? What are the adjustments? How are you dealing with getting these kids coming back from their high school, the coaching that they got there, the structure or maybe lack of structure, the growth or decline? Talk to me.
Yeah, I say this. I seen some kids acting brand new. Yeah. Man, they ain't want to listen to me. You know what I'm saying? And then, boy, they over there short leash. Yeah. I'm like, yo, I ain't seen them make a skip pass all year. Yeah, making skip passes for threes. I'm like, you do got that. So yeah.
So you're seeing the other side.
I'm seeing the other side. You want to get with me.
They came to you to get
loose. Yeah. Which I don't mind that because I'm like my man here as far as playing. I believe in the dribble drive offensive. And man, we teaching the concept, drive, loop behind, all that. But calling sets, I have a couple, but I'm seeing kids, and I like what Mac and Parks is doing, because a couple of my kids is over there, and they're looking better already. Mallard Creek gonna be a sleeper. I think they're gonna steal a couple wins against some teams that they're gonna, might be.
We're gonna talk about the new conference in a little bit.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about it.
Let my boy. Hey, let me. Did my boy get some recognition? The guy behind the camera, did he?
He had a solid little team camp. I think that what I would say, if I'm just being inside like dad mode, I think every game be kind of like built on the next one. And you kind of see like the adjustment. One, like playing in front of a certain amount of coaches, and like inside a different role. And to me, it seemed like he was taking what his coaches were saying, the feedback that he was getting. In each game, each day, because they played 3 straight days, I would say. I think it was like another piece that he kept kind of, adding to it or adjusting to, where, just as dad, I'd be like, all right, I could see like the progression and comfortability and like different things, even if like maybe you had like your best scoring game this game, but like maybe you made a lot of impactful plays, say on a game you might have only scored 7-8 points or something like that. Or the development of like feedback from reads. So you missed this one. All right, we looked at this film, and then the next time you got it back. Oh, we got someone turned up. And
I answer that. He said that humble.
I would say,
man, QJ got traction.
Okay.
I know he got traction.
Go ahead and pop it for him.
I say QJ got some traction. Like, that was the humble way for his dad to say it. Don't get it twisted. Wayne sitting over there too, trying to be humble.
Oh yeah,
Zion got some traction too.
One of the best shooters in the city.
So now, like,
if not the
one
best.
thing I will say, and we were just talking about this before we got on camera, and I was actually talking to QJ as well, is recognizing that we've been running this marathon for a while. And when we set out years ago, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, I sat down and had talks with these parents. A lot of them was dads, and which was a great appreciation to have. A lot of dads involved with the kids I got initiated with when I got the Team United. And I had a plan for them. It was a plan of, building up into middle school. 7th grade, if you're not starting, you're getting major minutes, you're being thought about. By 8th grade, you're that guy for that middle school team. By 9th grade, you're looking at possibly playing varsity if you're there, if it makes sense, but also being the man on JV. To 10th grade, getting that varsity spot, getting more and more time to where you are now. It literally has came into fruition, everything we kind of set in the motion when they were in 2nd grade. To where we was talking about it, where some players we're not going to say skip steps, but they got early acknowledgement for their skill set and their size at the time. To where now, that bottom tier that we're not talked about. And when I say bottom tier, we're talking about bottom tier of elite. They were not maybe mentioned as much, which it didn't matter. You had your different coast to coast, different little places wanted to rank 2nd, 3rd, 4th graders, and some parents bought into it literally and financially bought into it for rankings, and then we also had the other side of parents that just, hey, that's cool. Oh, no, it's good to see that kid there. We were just saying, like, it's a very select few kids that were there in 2nd grade. They're still there now. Like they're the Babas, they're the Jamal McKnights, they're them that have been around literally since 2nd grade. And
it's very
few, but you look at that list and it's fluctuating to where like you're saying, Sims, as a dad, of course we're going to be a little humble about things, but because it's not our life to live, of course from a distance we're loving to see what they're getting, but this is only beginning. You know what I mean? But it's a blessing to see that marathon is still being ran and you're still keeping up. And actually, you're starting to catch up to some of those who were ahead of the race a little bit now.
I'm going to interrupt, Wayne. Stop being humble, man. You lethal shooter, Charlotte. If y'all want the shooting lessons, the boy's shooting the damn leather off the ball. Go get with Wayne.
And I don't know why.
I get $10 of that when they come book with you.
I see
discount code.
Yeah, discount code.
I see him on the sideline.
Yeah.
You're in the podcast now, so you got to, you're keeping it a little humble. But
right. Oh yeah.
He knocking them trees down, and you going crazy.
Waving the towel, yeah.
You going crazy.
Yeah,
So, like,
yeah.
But you know, I mean, and the crazy part about it is these last 2 years, like the first 2 years, I got to watch my son play basketball as a dad.
Yeah.
I've always watched it from the sideline as a coach, and it's like he hit one.
Yeah,
You know, it's
right.
he hit about 4 of them.
Yeah.
Talking about, you know what I mean? But you can't, you can't express it like
They
that.
show too much,
And even so now,
Oh,
even so now, being a high school coach on the girls' side and still trying to keep that mantra to where I can still go and talk to certain coaches and they're not look at me as a dad, but look at me as a coach. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I salvage more than anything. It's like I love being a dad, but to be seen in this world as a coach and respecting that level, that's what I like more. But I mean, as a dad, of course, the work we put in, the videos we have, you know what I mean, where wasn't getting it 6-7 years ago. It was like now you're starting to see that same when we practiced when you were 7 years old. Be your patented move. Is like you stuck with it.
He always had that shot, but it's crazy now though.
It's crazy.
Hey, crazy.
But you know, with all these kids, we always say the work will show. And you know, he's been in one, and it's crazy part about like I could literally put out tutorial videos what we've done. But he don't want to be filmed.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? And we got to a point, it's like we don't even want nobody to see what we're doing. We just want you to
just work.
Like,
they see the work.
I'll say this. Sometimes it's good to be seen less.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good to be seen less because then when you pop out and you're doing all that, then everybody be like, "Oh,
you're not watered down."
I didn't know he could do that. I ain't when he start doing that. So sometimes, like, you know what I'm saying, you don't see no cameras over there, Garinger.
No, we kept the cameers off. Even we was over there. He's like, nah, we're gonna pop out on you for sure.
Like, I'm on this podcast, but this probably the last time you see me in front of the camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, my kids know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we get to work.
Move in silence, bro. Just put that work here. Move in silence.
When we start winning and we win, it ain't about me. They did it.
Right.
And I ain't have to be around no cameras to
do that.
Show that we did that. I don't need none of that.
So I guess I'll ask this to y'all. So we talking traction, kids getting momentum. What would y'all say from each of y'all different positions would be from what we at? This is July 3rd. So from July 3rd till fall ball, for kids to kind of keep that momentum. What should be like for the average kid, the game plan of like what they should be looking to do? Going from just finished team camp, now you got your last 2 sessions at AAU, then you're gonna have that little gray period between the end of July into August, and then like your team's probably gonna start like the little end of summer at probably like end of August workouts to go into fall camp. So from here to the end of August, what are we looking for from if you're an athlete, if this is one of the kids that's tuning in, what's a good blueprint for these kids?
Well, there are several blueprints as far as where you are coming off your high school season, high school team camp.
Okay.
There are some that we know there are the cream of the crop of their team that's going to go play elite level circuit basketball. So they're going to look to literally translate what they've done and actually expand on that more. So it means that, we know AAU provides opportunities for a lot of players to really play freely. In a sense, you know what I mean? So now's the time to kind of take care of that aspect of it, but also play efficient basketball. So you went from high school to where things are a little bit more structured as far as your role, to where you may go to an AAU team or a circuit team that you have more freedom to do a little bit more, dribble more, create more. But are you going to take advantage of that in the right way or go back to and create bad habits? Then there are those that may have played some semi-travel ball that went to high school, seen when they are, and literally don't need to go back and play nothing, but just get back in the gym and just work. You know what I mean? So like, it's literally tiers to it. So it's a tier of players that.
All right. So give me one plan for the kid that's a developmental piece, and then a kid that's starting to get a little motion.
So let's give you a kid that just came off JV, maybe a rising sophomore or rising junior that played JV last year. You're not necessarily on the circuit team playing in May, but you came in and kind of created some buzz for yourself via high school.
Okay.
So what that plan should look like is, hey, coach, what do I need to work on leading to August to where I come back more prepared to
fill a bigger role.
Fill a bigger role for our team here. That should be the communication. That should be the plan. And that should consist of, even by yourself without even listening to coach, conditioning, weight training, and getting up as much shots and getting that gym and playing pickup. Playing pickup with older guys. If you can find some bump, I mean, you know, if you can go to the neighborhood court or a rec center and find some older guys.
So like that's been a part of like this summer with Q is less like we really don't do as much skill set like we get like a certain amount of shots up. But like I have like specific days that I know good bump happens at different spots. And like so it's like 3 days a week. Like we just get out and open gym. You know, I'm a little chubby, but I get out there a little bit too.
Oh no, we do the same thing.
I don't run too hard because I be seeing them Achilles pop.
That's the scariest thing right now for me right now.
I'm bottom man on the help. I'm just yelling, talking a little bit. I come down.
Out of show on the screen. But we don't necessarily hit the gyms. I'm an old school guy. We hit the outside court. So I hit, you know, we Sugar Creek, we Tom Hunter, we Tuck, you know, we like. And that's just the cloth I was cut from. And just, you know, go out there and go get scraped up knees.
Listen, North Meck Park on Friday is a good one. So like
to
any y'all out there, North Meck Park on Fridays, we hit like a good what is it? The downtown wise on Monday, Wednesday.
Dow be good in the morning. You especially during the summertime, you hit Dow Y. Now, if you're able to get up, you catch some good bump about 7 o'clock in the morning, then you'll catch some more about the afternoon time.
But going to what you were saying, like I think that a lot of the kids they lack like the feel. Like we've all played basketball, and you understand when you just know somebody has a feel for the game. Sometimes they don't even have like the greatest skill set,
but they have a great
like
feel for
when
the
they be
game.
like, man, he just know how to put the ball in the bucket.
You
know what I mean? And a lot of it comes from just the runs of it.
I got a kid right now. Man, that joke is the worst practice player ever.
I know one too.
I'm not gonna lie. Dog,
gamer.
The game get on, and the crazy part is he work out by himself. And then
that's that Isaiah Evans.
And then he didn't even make the team last year. He didn't make JV last year. So then he came back, and I ain't gonna say his name. But this kid don't have no service on his phone. So how he get in contact with me?
He found Wi-Fi.
He get on Wi-Fi and hit me on Instagram.
You
don't think I'm gonna go back for that kid? Like, I'm gonna work hard for him, make sure he good.
Yes, sir.
He a gamer. Like I'm telling you, he's the worst.
I
be like, bro,
we ready to kick him out.
But as soon as we say, hey man, we're finna run, I'm gonna tell you we got better at. My kids like to play a lot of ones. Man, so he getting ones.
It's so much talking going on.
He getting ones, so it's like they playing 3 dribbles, or I toss it to him and make him play out the run. He getting buckets, and they be like, man, what? I'm like, he's not like a practice kid. Like he's you tell him go in and get hot, he come out there, he microwave out the bench. Like you get kids like that, like they don't have no skills. You don't think they got no skill set, or you see them in practice. If a college coach came and see him, be like, man, I'm not recruiting him.
He might not pass the eye test at the first moment.
But I gotta let him know, like, come back to a game.
Come back here. I'm gonna use this as like a shout out to a kid, and like it's a kid that like he's dominant now. And everybody knows him. But when I first seen him, to me, he kind of epitomizes kind of what you're saying. Where Jaleel, if you remember, this is maybe it was like 7th, 8th grade or something like that. We seen him, and
was that the 50-point game we seen him?
But what it was that
it was the ugliest 50 points ever, bro. But bro shot like 27 free throws though. Like he was the first kid I seen that had the James Harden just like just get to the line, like bro.
But my thing with him was that, like, bro, I was watching him and I didn't really like. He didn't jump off the page. And it was like, well, he got that bucket to go in, and then you turn around, it was another one. And another one, and when I heard it, and they said it was a 50-point game, I was like, "Oh, damn! Let me go back and look at this." And because it didn't feel like it. But when you look back, like it was a bunch of like it to me, it was like the buckets didn't look pretty, but he got it done. And the thing is that like as he's progressed and he's played at the highest levels, and he's kind of still got it done. Where like he's one of those kids that to me, it felt like he grew up outside playing. He wasn't a skill and drill guy. So it didn't look pretty, but he put the ball in the bucket.
He got the
and now he's starting to get like a lot of that.
What school they going to now?
He went private. Winston-Salem Christian.
Oh, Christian. Okay. Yeah, they were real.
But yeah, like he was
real. He up there with an OG.
Yeah. But I got a kid like that too. Like you said, I won't say his name, but I actually shout out to Coach A. Coach A is really doing, when she came on here and talk about relationships with the ADs and, you know, relationships and just building that. Yeah. She really takes that serious. Like, because a kid on my 15s, he's a flamethrower, but he just like he don't listen. He'll be talking in a line. I done kicked him out. His mama asked me why I kicked him out. You know what I'm saying? But I had to, like, I told her, like, hey, get Lewis over here so he'll know what he got. Like, he can shoot it. Like, and I know Lewis like shooters. Dwayne, yeah. So I'm like, get him to your workout. She had him come, and he seen it. But he said the only thing he got to work on is defense. But he's not an on ball guy. He's good at being deceptive. Like he'll run behind the guy and time it and boop and go off with it. But yeah, I know a kid like that too.
But let me get back to your question you asked though. So the second, so we know we talked about the one kid. Yeah, we did. But to get back to the other kid, so now we talked about the kid that needs to tap back in with the high school coach. Yeah, and work on this game. Now, as far as the elite level kids, it's still the same thing as well. You should be tapping in, asking coach what are some of the things I can improve on over the summer from June. With rapport with some of these coaches is, oh yeah, if you're looking at a kid, so what are things you feel like you need to work on, especially your sophomores and your juniors, you know, rising sophomores and juniors right now, you know, so learning those things and learning how to implement improvement in those areas that they're asking you to grow in, and then also showing that growth in the AAU. Now you got 2 live periods you about to come to. They don't want to see you taking the same bad shot you took in May. Yeah. They don't want to see the same shot you took early June. Yeah. They want to see the improvement of your decision making, your growth as a basketball player, your maturity on the court, your leadership skills. Because if you're coming from a great, not say a great, but you're coming from a good team camp with a good team, you've learned something from that time. Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? And also, it's almost like the thing we talked about before. If I am that AAU coach, I'm actually feeling good that the kids I had during May, they came back and performed very well in June. Yeah. Right. You know what I mean? So now we're in synergy, even if we're not communicating, we're in synergy as far as AAU coaches and school coaches, that we're making sure we're getting this kid prepared to be the best for themselves in the summer. So not going back to AAU as a high school coach, I'm telling my kid, okay, we did good in these areas. Now you're going to have opportunity to kind of show more here. Let's take advantage of that, but let's be efficient with it as well, though.
Yeah.
Tell my kids,
and I'm gonna throw it to you. So as a high school head coach, when you get that kid back in August, what are you looking for them to have done from, like, right now is dead period, you ain't got no communication, to when August hit? What are you trying to get? Like, what are you, especially like with the group that you have? What do you want them to get done?
Can I ask him this on top of your question? Okay. Do you have a preference on where your kid plays when they come to you, or
nah? Yeah. Play where you want to play. Yeah. Okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think, you know, I say that, like, being a Team Charlotte, like, yeah, everybody think they can play there, right? Like, nah, I can't take all y'all, and some of y'all are not at that level. I'm honest with my kids. Yeah. Like, they should be. I'm honest with my kids, but like, answer your question, like I tell all my kids, the easiest thing for when I want you to see is love the game of basketball. Okay. So I shouldn't have to tell, your parents shouldn't have to tell you. And I sent this in the group me to my parents. It's the summertime. Ain't no school. Some of them ain't got no jobs. So what time they getting up to go run?
What's the excuse now?
Yeah. So like, what I want to see is, did you do it? And I could tell if you did that, because, you know, when you go to college, you get a book. So when I gave them index cards.
You get that
so
book.
Everything.
I wrote everything.
Cards. So every one of my kids got index cards, and the ones who didn't, they got text messages of what they supposed to do between here and now. When I see them in August. And
so you actually outline it for them.
Yeah. So like they see it.
Can you spill some of the juice, or that's just
that's
in house?
Yeah. No, I tell y'all, I don't gatekeep nothing.
There you go.
I got uncles.
We pulling up then. We gonna pull up at your practice.
My uncles don't gatekeep.
Sure.
My uncles showed me that. They told me, like, one of them told me, Byron Jenkins told me, 95% of basketball is stealing anyway.
Yeah, it is.
One of y'all
USA basketball. That's what they all say.
So what you gatekeeping for? So nah. So like one of my kids, I can say, like, 3 and D. You know what I'm saying? 3 and D. So he got to make 1,000 threes a week. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so this is all right. So for you give, like, you sent each kid a different thing.
Yeah. So each kid got something different.
Yeah.
Every kid is not the same.
No, they're not.
Every kid not the same. Like, I put the some ball handling drills in the form. Like, get your ball handling right. But majority of the time, you're gonna be on that ball, pressuring that ball, and you're gonna be getting on it. You're gonna get them threes up.
Yeah,
that's gonna be what your role is right now.
Yeah,
and then I try to explain to kids, like, that may be your role right now. When you get to college, boy, you might be something else.
Yeah,
you never know what you're gonna be. So, like, I tell them that you work on other stuff, but like when I gave that I give them what it is, the blueprint, 2 miles each day. Right? I don't care what time you run. We got 2 miles every day.
Do it, yeah.
But make sure you do. I'm gonna know you did it.
Yeah,
because when we get back and we get on the line, we start doing them 17s, and you can't make your time.
You ain't been running,
right?
So I know why you didn't make it. When I see you not shooting consistently, I know why you didn't shoot consistently, because you didn't do what I asked you to do. So then now I'm an open book. I tell my parents, you can come to my practices. They're open. So when you ask why your kid's not playing, come on in here and you see why.
See it.
So
this
is the blueprint for me.
Yeah.
As in saying, this is how we're gonna do it here. It don't have to always be my way. My kids can talk to me. Yeah. So if they feel like, coach, well, I made 1,000, you want me to make 1,000 threes? How about I go move it up to 15? Now I know you're listening. I got a text message from a kid. He texted me. It was like, coach, I never had nothing like this. And he's finna be a senior. And I'm like,
that's my boy.
You know who it is.
That's my boy. I already know who it is.
And this kid got, and I'm telling y'all, this kid got on my nerves. I was ready to kick him out of 10. He couldn't get no trouble. He couldn't do nothing. He made AB honor. I already know what I'm saying. So like,
but he got love for it though.
Yeah, he got love. Like,
he got love for the program like no other, bro.
Man, let me say this.
Love for that program.
I never seen a kid with draws, Garinger draws. He got Garinger under. I said, hey man, where you get them from? It was tights. It was the track tights, but I'm like, dog, where you get these from? But he, you know what I'm saying? And he won the Wildcat Spirit Award.
Oh, not for sure.
Yeah,
so like,
yes, he should have.
That kid is Garinger through and through, and that's what makes it. You know what I'm saying? Makes it why I love it over there a little bit. Why I love it over there.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like that's what it is. Like you got to have a blueprint. You got to have your vision, but you also got to open up to the kids' vision too.
Yeah.
Where you see yourself at.
Right.
And then like we had those conversations. Be honest with yourself. So when we get in our circle, nobody can stand on the line. Nobody can stand inside the circle. It's always on the outside. So I tell my kids, like, you know, we got to keep our circle tight through all the noise. So, you know, it'll be a lot of noise. A lot of people got something to say, but I do it my way. And then my kids going to do it their way too. So if you don't like it, then, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Yeah.
Is it any challenges? Like as far as just being over there, I mean, without, I mean, I don't know, like putting you on the hot seat.
Like, it's just challenges from one just being at a school named Garinger.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? The kids are great, man.
I say,
for real.
I say this.
So what's your toughest challenge over there?
It's no challenge.
Yeah,
because a challenge is what people go through every day in life.
Yeah, right.
Like, what's the challenge? Like, this ain't no challenge, man. This is fun.
Right.
Like, I love the kids. Like, man, I coach football over there.
Yeah.
I coached softball this year over there. Yeah. I was going to the track meets. I was going to the soccer games. I was always around. And I didn't even work on campus, but I was always there. So the kids would see me. So at the end of the day, it's no challenge. The challenge is the city. What the city done to the school. Because now I'm not from here. So when I step here and I go and I'm not from here and I say I talk to one of y'all, man, Garinger this, Garinger that. So now my mindset, my mindset is, man, I ain't going over there. But that ain't what it is. Sometimes you gotta come see it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta come see it. And then when you see it, then you're gonna be like, oh man, it ain't what?
It ain't
like, nah, these kids deserve opportunities too. Don't try to talk about what they don't got,
right.
what they got.
Some of the smartest kids in the daggone city and the state when they state testing, bro, like they're there.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? And one thing I loved about being there was it's a true sense of pride when you walk inside them doors.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you said, it's we us are over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And coming into an environment where you hear the talks, you hear the inferiority they try to place on the school, where it's like, hold on, I got 3 girls right here that are top in their class academically. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? I have kids that love being where they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a love for the game. It's a love for the school. It's a love for the environment, love for the community, and all of them support each other. Like, you go to a track meet, you're going to see soccer, basketball, volleyball.
And they all cheering them on.
What?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like everybody goes to, if I'm not there to see, I'm there to work it. You know what I mean? So it's always a presence of, you know, being there and dealing with each other and a sense of camaraderie amongst that school itself.
And
the alumni is deep too.
Yeah. And then, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Miss Fillmore. Woo.
Oh, she tough.
That's my dog right there. Miss Fillmore. I love her.
She golden.
She the key.
Yeah.
She the key.
Yeah.
Them kids, man, I'm telling them kids going to her room and get snacks.
Yeah.
She called me today.
And just her connections too, because I mean, she's
what did she
Miss Fillmore, she does track.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she went there.
And she went there, and then she has 3 daughters that are having like she got a daughter at South Carolina that was at Oregon. She is South Carolina now. She got one overseas playing basketball, and I forget the other one. It's another one too, right?
And she got a son that's playing basketball.
Son playing basketball.
Yeah.
Then you got the team that won the state championship in '89. Was 89?
Yeah,
Hanson. Them, they're still tied to the school as well.
Yeah.
To where you got Coach Pooh and her family. Their family is the head coach at USC track. So it's like they brought the whole track team from South Carolina to come to a track meet. And you know what I mean? Like, it was just dope to see that stuff there, bro.
And it's so crazy because when the transition of changing our logo, I don't know which one we'll go with yet, but we might go back to the old Wildcat. And like that's the biggest thing to me. I'm not from here, but like I feel like when I touch 1100 Eastway Drive, I'm from there. It's like home to me. Yeah. So like that's why I like it over there. That's why I love it over there. It don't affect me. Like my kids gonna be who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna be who we are. Like I'm gonna ride with them. They know that. There's a lot of things that I got to clean up with them because they finna be getting out in the real world. Like that's the best part of it. Like it ain't everybody wanna, that's the biggest question. Everybody, what's the challenges? What you facing?
The same thing anybody facing.
Everything else facing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't facing that because my kids, they show up.
Yeah.
They show up
early.
And then the crazy part is, and I say this, ain't nobody been paying attention to Garinger basketball till now.
Right.
When I got there.
Yeah.
Now, I ain't trying to brag, but
now
it's a different it's a different field. Different people vibe. Watching.
Yeah.
Like, and now you're watching to see if I'm gonna change the program, if I can change the program. We already changed the program.
Yeah.
And I ain't really changed the program because they won in '89, like you said. So they already been winning and doing things.
Yeah.
And it's been kids going to college.
Oh no, people forget about the Garinger.
Was it
from the late '90s to early 2000s. You talking now? They were top 5 in
West Charlotte, Garinger, and
Independence. West Charlotte, Garinger, Independence.
Yeah, I think somebody just said that.
All that.
Garinger was tough. Garinger was one of the ones you mentioned.
Ford, Joe, Dick,
shout out Simeon Frazier. G used to have squads in the early.
Oh yeah,
you talking about games? And I played the Independence. You talking about games would sell out by the JV girls games at Garinger.
So now that's what
you know what I mean. Like them games were sold out, bro.
That's the goal.
Yeah,
sell out a game.
Like they made the Final Four. They made to the Final Four in 2001. Well, the Elite 8 in 2001. You know what I mean? So like to say Garinger basketball has been inferior, like no. If you from the city,
04, I think
late 90s through the early 2000s. Oh, that was tough.
That 014 was good.
014 was good. I think that was Sang and Good and Corey Farmer and all them.
And so now, like, that's the thing too for me is I work on the alumni back.
Yeah.
I had a kid that came to the gym the other day, played pickup with the boys before we went on the dead period. So like that's the biggest thing for me is man, come on home.
Yeah.
So come on over here. I need it.
Now we did a thing last year. We did an alumni game last year, and the fact that we had like I want to say with the Garinger team had about 10 guys that literally played there. They were still, in contact with each other. It's like, getting them back in the gym and just seeing them come and support is like it's a big family community. Like my mom went to Garinger. That's why when I was there, I had a lot of love for it because my mom, she ran track there. Yeah. So I was actually trying to get in contact with Miss Field. I'm still trying to find that yearbook of my mom and everything because that's a nostalgia moment for me though. But I had a sense of pride of being there because the woman that birthed me went there. Yeah, went there during the time where you were going to Garinger or you were going to West Charlotte. Went too many other other situations where you was going where you was. It was brown skin,
it was the G, not Garinger.
It was the G.
It was the G.
It's been the G code for a long time. It's been the G code.
Yeah. Can we give you flowers, man? We give you your flowers, man, because a lot of guys run from that and then want to go to the schools where you could get the IB student, you could pull in what you want to pull in, and then they don't take the,
I love the kids in the hallway.
Yeah.
That's the best part about it.
Yeah,
that's the key to it, right there.
Because they get the opportunity now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So like, they don't get no opportunity nowhere else. Like,
right?
Shoot, they giving me an opportunity. I'm giving you an opportunity. At the end of the day, that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Like, why I got to go get a kid? You ain't grow up over here, boy. You don't know what this look like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't know what this look like. Some of the kids, this their environment.
Yeah, that's what they know.
I'm gonna get them
Garinger is still one of them school kids walk to school.
Yeah.
Then
that's still one of the inner city schools where kids literally walk to school still.
It's so crazy is the 7-Eleven across the street. It's home to me.
For sure.
I go over there and get whatever I want.
Yeah.
That's slushies.
Yeah.
The slushies at the 7-Eleven. The slushies at the 7-Eleven. The kids go over there and get me a slushie every day. And the cash register ladies, they know me.
Yeah.
They know.
Oh, this for coach.
They already know because you coming over there.
And then the kids come back over and they got slushies. I'm like, y'all, how much y'all pay for the slushie?
No.
Oh, we ain't nothing. And then they gave me a big old bag of snacks one day. I was over there and I walked across the street, that big old bag of snacks. And it was for the kids. But
you already know,
that's where I'm at now.
Yeah.
Like, I go across that street every day, speak to them because like they're
in the same place where your kids gonna be at because by being so close proximity, the same place the kids run to the store. And you don't want your kids to be looked at like, oh, they in the bag. It's like, no, these are the kids that literally will stay at Garinger from 6:15, 6:30 in the morning to 9 to sometimes 8:30 at night.
Yeah.
Because they sitting there waiting on an Uber, waiting on their ride, or they waiting just to catch a ride with a coach.
Yeah.
But they love it so much they're gonna stay around there. They're gonna hit that store, hit the steak and hoagie,
and then hit that shell
station down the shit with the chicken at.
Yeah.
3 wings and 3 wedges. I'm trying to tell you.
That chicken there, boy.
All right, so fellas, let me try and steer us a little bit.
For sure.
So you mentioned the IB programs and people like to get kids in and out. So we'll use that as a bit of a segue as we still kind of walk through this through the conversation. Again, last episode I think we talked about the transfer portal, and kids are going here, there. Right now you get to see like some kids that went to see exactly what Team Kent was like, and some of them they might not like their footing that they're seeing maybe coming up their sophomore, junior year. Freshman year, I wouldn't even throw that inside the bucket. Senior year. Question I give to all of y'all: advice to the kids: when to stick it out, or when is it best to leave? Where like we've seen a kid transfer, and like we was talking about it earlier before the pod started. He going viral, clips going dunking.
Yeah, he in demon time now.
Turned all the way up, right? Yeah. It's like,
shit.
I get it. Maybe that was a good move. Wasn't needed to stick it out right here because you have a different opportunity.
Yeah.
But then I could think that even like you'll have kids that might not have like seen shine freshman and sophomore year, but now they're stepping into like this whole new role. Yeah. It's like, oh damn, the gates opened up. If I'd have left, man, I'd have been hoping to be inside these scenarios right here. Yeah. And like it's his own delicate little seesaw and balance. Saying that to say, I know there's a lot of kids right now. We was doing a little conversation earlier about like, man, that's a good addition over there. He moved over there. That make a lot of sense.
Can I glaze one right quick and be the glaze king right quick?
All right, so
pause.
We go right. That was wild.
Hey, look, man, look. Let me tell you something. This the reason why I'm saying that. And my little partner, my little partner's my little partner's gonna watch this. That's why I said it, because at practice I talked about a kid. Coach, right? Look, I talked about a kid. I talked about a kid in one of my episodes, right? And as soon as I came back to practice, the kid I talked about on the episode, Coach, you glaze. Oh, you glaze. So I said, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna run with it, and I'm gonna get a Glaze King T-shirt made. Y'all can laugh. But look, hey, let me tell you something. It's a kid. Wow. Look, it's a kid right now.
Yeah,
Kharri Coleman.
Okay,
I think he is the best guard in the city at point guard. And I'm gonna tell you something. This kid is barely even trying. I watch him. It's certain parts of his game that I'm like, I wish he would go harder. And he's
a lot of it come natural to him.
They do. And he's good, barely trying.
Especially with the growth in his, like, that size he's grasped over the last 2 years.
He looked great at West Charlotte too.
It makes his game look even relaxed.
Man.
Let me tell you, Kharri, XFO Archdale, baby.
Yeah.
That's why I used to play all the time.
Okay.
Kharri been playing with grown men since he was about 9 years old.
Yeah.
But and to me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I tell him all the time, boy, you look bored.
That's what I told his dad.
You look bored.
I told his dad, I said, you gotta get him.
Like, you look bored.
Yeah.
Like, that's going into your question.
Mm-hmm.
That's the type of kid. No, I can't really say it, but I'm gonna say it. He gotta go.
Yeah.
Because he got to look at he got to see somebody that look like him every
day to keep him motivated,
so he can go hard, right? Like, every situation ain't for every kid.
Yeah,
that's the type of kid, like, you know what I'm saying.
He's grown himself into a position to really be like, I need the city good. I love y'all. It helped make me who I am, but it's time to go see literally.
Yeah, but Sims, I hate to see him leave though, because like I like the Isaiah Evans feel like
but for him though, it's more so like, I get what you're saying, Trey, but that's a selfish feeling.
It is. No, it is. It is.
We want to keep city talent in the city, because one thing I despise in a sense is when city talent goes somewhere else and they claim them as their talent. Like, I'm just being like weird about this part, but like, somebody can think about that did this shit. So Rashard McCants left. He was one of the best players in North Carolina. Out of Asheville. He had to leave though because he had no competition. He went to Brewster. Ended up going to Carolina. So now when they be like, Rashard McCants out of Brewster Academy in New Hampshire, like, no, he's a North Carolina kid. I played against him in 8. He was the first time we lost a game in North Carolina. We literally went 5 years in a row and didn't lose a game in AAU in North Carolina until we played them, and they won. They beat us by 3. It was him and Trent Strickland. Trent Strickland went to Wake Forest with Chris Paul and them, and Rashard McCants went to Carolina.
Hey, let me say this: I be watching Gil's Arena. Shout out Rashard McCants. I actually think he be right a lot of times.
He do. They make him sound crazy. They do.
But he be saying like really basic.
I think what it is with him is that he said so much outlandish things before
he don't
think that you try to hold that against him when he's saying something valuable.
Because he don't have no filter.
He don't, and he's never had a filter. Like he's carried himself as a pro like since he was like 12 years old. I can contest to watching him walk in the gym with a swag, carry himself. He ain't talk much jump. He's got the job done. Like, he was dunking on people in 7th grade, 8th grade. Like, he's always been like. His comparison as a game was like, at the time he looked kind of like Vince. He kind of favored Vince. You know what I mean?
Facially athletic, and
you know what I mean, and just his body's tight. He was always, stocky and everything. So he is very athletic, dunking on people. Had a game like, dunk like Vince, shoot like teammate type thing. You know what I mean? Like, he always had the ratchet though, but he is a lot. He is right a lot of times.
Catching that Charlie horse.
A lot of times, Rashard McCants is speaking the truth. But of course, he's easily depicted as the villain on the show. Of course,
him and
what he's saying is like irrelevant. But I knowing him, seeing him play, growing up with him, I respect him, but at the same time, a lot of things he does say is correct, bro.
Yeah.
And a lot of them just being their feelings, like BJ being his feelings over there.
Yeah.
Gil be in his feelings over there.
Gil do too. When they called out Brandon Jennings on not being a top 5 point guard in Southern California, like he about to start crying.
Hey, basketball come with a lot of ego, come with a lot of pride, and I mean, like we all know that a good percentage of basketball is just
the ego. Yeah.
And so like it's going to sway with it. So I guess moving the conversation forward a little bit. As we went to dead. Matter of fact, I guess I'm gonna throw this to you really quickly. We had a small conversation at the live period, and I thought that you brought up an interesting point that I hadn't really thought about. And it's in reference to dead periods and how it can impact like a developing program. And I thought you made like a really interesting point. I was like, I hadn't really kind of like thought about it that way. And where like there's a space where dead periods can negatively impact developing programs. I'll toss the alley-oop to you real quick.
Like, what is a dead period? Bro,
if you live in the gym and you know what you gotta do, it's like it's never dead.
And then these kids, you know, that's sometimes they say space. So now you saying, oh man, we can't do this for 2 weeks and 3 man, what?
Right.
Like you got a gym that's kind of how everything, went awry.
Yeah. So I'm like, dog, it just don't make sense. Like, because then like you don't get your kids, you don't see your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you earlier, I text my kids today, be safe tomorrow. I know y'all gonna be outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, so be safe. So it's
got my message out already yesterday.
So it's a different level when you don't see them. Like, I miss my boys right now because I don't get to see them for, for 2 weeks until Monday. Like if I say come to the gym, just so I can put my eyes on you.
Right.
So like, it hurts. It hurts our kids. And then you gotta think like we still in school. We on the dead period. So now you saying Queens may have their team camp on the 11th. You ain't even had your kids for 2 weeks. And you paying to go to the team camp. Yeah. And then now you just out there. You don't know what your kids gonna look like because you haven't had them. So like we dealing with it. That's a whole different type of beast. And then I'm not just saying it for where I'm at, but I'm just saying in the whole.
You start some momentum
and then
literally it stops. Like literally, you could have had like a developmental group and they literally started just buy into what you're saying because then I had them all June. Now you trying to tell me as of June 30th, I can't talk to them, I can't get them in the gym, I can't continue what we've been doing. And we know that
got that shell rotation.
That's when
now you got to start it back over.
Now you got to start back over.
You got to get you can come in.
You got to get them to talk again.
Yeah.
You got to get them back. You got to get them back in shape again. Yeah. It's so much that you're dealing with. There's so much that you're dealing with that you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't know. They don't see that part of it. But you got to be, like I said, man, you got to be in the game.
Yeah.
You got to be in the game. Yeah. Like, that's what I say. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a business and it's friendships and relationships and things like that. But sometimes, man, people make mistakes.
Yeah.
Like, every situation.
But I don't feel like it should be a dead period for the development, though.
No.
I feel like I understand dead periods for the time frame where they can be evaluated, where they're doing, so much structured things for us high school, but I feel like a dead period should not negate being able to get small groups in the gym to work on different things. You definitely want to put your program or yourself in any jeopardy of losing games or being fined, anything like that, or even being somebody that may try to teeter the rule. Now we're gonna do everything the right way, but it's just looking back at it like, dang, I was just starting to get hurt to follow through it and get that jump shot right now.
You got to start back over.
Doing this. The thing I can hope for is that the workout plan I sent out.
Yeah, they're doing it.
They're doing it.
What I did,
and they're holding each other accountable. And that's the beauty of it. When you see, I may talk to one and she be like, "Well, yeah, I just talked to the girls in the chat, and we like." That's the beauty of being able, hopefully, that they're doing that. But then, from a sense, I can't check on that. I can't really see it like I really want to, because I'm not trying to put nobody in jeopardy. So I got to believe that when I sent this out on June 29th, that they looked at it and they're going back to it. They pinned it. And so I pinned it at the top of the daggone things. When they open it up, that's the first thing they see.
That's the crazy part to me, man. Like, dead period. Bro, I ain't used to that.
Nah, I ain't
combine, boy. No dead period over there.
Yeah, you working.
I might be in the gym 2:00 in the morning. Like,
right.
No dead period.
And that's so the thing. It was like you gotta go to the YMCA now. You gotta Planet Fitness. You gotta go outside.
That was a big adjustment. And shout out to Planet Fitness though. If y'all don't know, you know what I'm saying, tell your kids that they got something going on.
They got free. They got free membership for Planet Fitness all summer, and the YMCA does as well.
Yeah.
So you just got to go into the links and fill it out.
Yeah, like free membership for
the especially for teenagers.
Yeah.
For those who can kind of maneuver without having a parent there. For the teenagers, they got many different options to stay engaged. You can't say I ain't had no opportunity.
They announced this? How y'all know about it?
Listen, them wives, they open up it.
Well, I stay tapped in with a lot of the daggone programs that reach out to you, so they send it to me so I can send it out as well, and I try to get it out as much as possible without breaking rules, without you know what I mean. So you can't be biased to certain things when you're a coach somewhere too. So
and I used to work at Planet Fitness, so that's kind of how I knew.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: with you being on both sides, right? You done the travel ball coaching, and then you doing the school ball. Like we talked about on here, as far as bridging the gap. Like, do you see need in that, or like, do you see where a high school coach wouldn't like an AAU program, or the AAU program don't like the high school coach, or it's a little friction?
It'll be a lot of that, man.
Yeah,
there'll be a lot of jealousy for no reason.
Yeah,
keep the main thing is the kids. It ain't about us, bro. Like we all play basketball up here. Yeah, man, we ain't playing no more basketball. It's over with. Yeah, we can run and shoot with QJ every day. Yeah. We can't do what they do no more.
Yeah.
Oh, my fault. And so then, like, you know, with that, when I'm saying, like, I've been on both sides.
Yeah.
Like, I get an enjoyment going to watch my kids now.
Yeah.
And I see the stress on y'all faces.
Yeah.
I don't get there. So now, when y'all come back to watch the kids, to get the kids to come to your program, y'all looking at the stress on my face.
Yeah.
So I've been on both sides, but what I say about that is, like, you know what I'm saying, I like doing both.
Yeah.
And so that's why when I made it, you know, I put the decision out there the other day, like 3 days
I heard
ago.
it was an announcement that happened.
Yeah,
what was that?
3 days ago, like, you know, it was some calls made and people were trying to figure out, was I leaving Garinger? Like, I'm a troll. I'm gonna tell you that I would troll you on the internet all day.
Yeah,
I would troll you, and I know you're gonna ask and you're gonna call, you're gonna ask and whatever. But
big
what it was I was just going back to Team Charlotte.
Oh,
and so now
I already knew what that was. We had
some people already,
some people already knew. Yeah.
And so when we was in the gym, that happened. A certain school called somebody and it was like, "Is he leaving Garinger? What is he doing?" And the person was laughing. Yeah, and they already knew what it was. So you know what I'm saying. I'm like, like they paying attention. I know I just trolled somebody.
Yeah,
that's when you troll the most, when you know the eyes are watching. So
you know
what I mean,
so like whenever I made that decision to go back, it wasn't about me. You know, a lot of parents asked me, a lot of kids, a lot of things, and at the end of the day, that's what made me who I am.
Yeah,
like Team Charlotte made me who. You see what I got on?
Yeah,
like, that's what made me who I am. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a different type of family right there.
Yeah.
So I guess as we kind of segue this, AAU public, you're public now. You did private, you did prep, and this goes to all of y'all, I guess. So what is your preference? What have you enjoyed most? What is like, I'll leave it open ended just for you to kind of start.
AAU.
AAU.
I'm gonna tell you why AAU, man. Like them bus rides.
Yeah.
Bus rides. You with them kids.
The camaraderie you build when you out that road. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this, man. At one point in time, dog, I thought it was a college program. We had a fan base, man. Team Charlotte had a fan base. Like, John was crazy. Like, we had.
They can't see the logo on the shorts, but he's talking Team Charlotte.
We had a fan base, and you know, like
that came with the basketball moms too.
Yeah, moms, dads, everybody was there. Everybody was at the game, sisters, brother, but it was so crazy, and they traveled, and And I say this: shout out Dwayne Lewis. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen to my boy over there.
Dwayne Lewis gave me a blueprint that I never seen the CMS coach do. Dog, we played in Kansas City. Mm-hmm. He flew to watch his kids that played for us. I never seen that.
That's
never. And so, like, it made me know, hey, boy, we doing the right thing.
Yeah, most definitely.
Was that during Who y'all had? Y'all
We had
Diddy,
Jeremy,
y'all had,
Diddy, Tristan. We had all
Tristan,
of
them. But yeah, Tristan, yeah.
And that wasn't even, I always go back and, we
I had Jordan too.
Oh, damn, y'all had a lot.
We had all no kids.
Jordan.
Oh, y'all was building the program over there. Like it was North and Team Charlotte almost there.
Then it was, But then, for us, what I'm saying, like it was whoever walk in the gym. Yeah, we had trials, but whoever walk in the gym, like you got to compete in here. It was a dog fight. And,
okay, I get what you're saying.
Because when they first popped out, they were just doing something initially that wasn't really been done yet.
Yeah.
And so then we had
Under Armour wasn't out like that. They was on that initial circuit. It was only like EYBL.
Yeah.
I don't even think Triple SB was even. It was really just Nike and
And we had them boys at Independence, Matt and AJ McKee and them.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had Donovan Gregory, D-Lo and them boys.
Mm-hmm.
And then before that, you had Tasha Alexander, Devon Dotson, Aaron Wiggins, and them guys.
Didn't Hinton play with y'all too?
Crazy.
Didn't Hinton play with y'all too?
Yeah, Nate played for us with us.
And you sped by NBA NBA champion.
Aaron Wiggins, shout out him.
Yeah.
My dog.
Yeah.
It's a video of me and him out in California, and when he won the championship, I posted.
Yeah.
And that was the moment where we was like, we're gonna eat at Bank of America. We didn't know what we were saying at the time.
Yeah.
We were just talking. We was in front of the camera. It was on my phone, and that was the first time that when I go back to what I said at the beginning, that I see stuff that my friends don't get to see.
Yeah.
That was the first time I ever been on a plane. Ever been to the West Coast.
Yeah.
And it was because of Team Charlotte and because of my uncle. So like that's the difference. That's why I like AAU because it's a different experience.
It is.
No, I would say
it is.
And so you said your uncle. I know Wayne, you had a question loaded as well. When you say uncle, who you talking about?
Jeff McInnis.
So so even and I hope everybody knows who Jeff McInnis is watching the show. If not, we love you. But
my bad. I meant to tear down that little Duke thing.
No, leave that up there. Q, don't do that.
Nah, but you talking about,
okay. Look, my man.
Ain't no way. That's crazy.
Jeff McInnis, aka Two Chef.
Yeah, your nephew do you?
We argue about that all the time.
Like, bro, from the city, and he's done a lot just to matriculate for where he went from in Charlotte to where he went to, but even circling back and giving back to the city. You know what I mean? From the program days when he's playing Bill Shelton's program, and I was literally being a statistician, a little high school kid, freshman, meeting him, Byron Dinkins, Bonzi Wells, and Charles Oakley, just certain NBA players that just came back to the city. Not even from Charlotte, but just came to the city to play in program. It was like, dang, my city dope when it comes to basketball. You know what I mean? So to say that and everything he's done, how's it been, or how was it sitting on the bench or coaching or being, that being your uncle, that being your guy, that, just being around that type of,
biggest blessing ever. At the end of the day, like I tell him that all the time. And, I'm saying, you don't never want to sound like yourself.
Yeah,
that's not fun.
But as men, we got to give each other out their flowers. You know what I mean? Without feeling like we being soft, we being any kind of way. We got to be able to.
He know what's up
for sure.
And so at the end of the day, well, I say two things. Like being with him, he gave so many people opportunity.
Yeah.
Especially me. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a time, I was going through some rough times.
Yeah.
He was right there. So. And it was just not him, you know what I'm saying? Kenny, the guy, the light-skinned guy, that's the guy.
Yeah.
Everybody be sitting here, we talk about Kenny and Jeff.
Yeah.
That one, that's the guy right there.
Kenny, the guy,
but like with Jeff, man, like being on the bench with him, but you better have an answer.
Yeah.
He turned around and asked you something. You better have an answer. And that's what people didn't know. Like when I first was around him, everybody thought I was a security guard. Like I was his sidekick and all that. They didn't know what the blueprint when the plan was.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like everybody, I heard it. Oh, Sim want to be like Jeff. Sim can't coach. I heard all of that. And so now, what I'm saying, like, my mentality be like, but I'm just like him.
Yeah.
I'm worse, though.
Yeah.
Because he got a name.
Yeah.
He got a name. He got to protect. Like me, I can do a little bit more wild stuff than him.
Yeah.
But I won't do it because of him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
too,
I make sure that I keep everything clean because of him. And things like that. Byron Dinkins, they're my guys, man. Like Joe Badgett. They're my guys. Like,
I met all of them in program, like Dink, Joe Badgett, all of them, bro. Like even some of the other guys that you may not know, Phil from the Hoop Fam, just Big Lou Sims, like meeting like a lot of guys that play ball overseas or were just named. Like Dink was like the dopest spin move I ever seen in my life, bro. Like Byron Dinkins has the dopest spin move, and he gonna get you with it every time. Now, mind you, what I did not know was he was like done playing, but still giving buckets to everybody that was still playing like on a high level. Like Dink, like 6'3", 6'4", went to UNC Charlotte, shooting guard, like puts the bro can score. So ended up meeting him again when I played with his nephew in high school, KC Rivers. KC Rivers ended up going to Clemson, playing overseas and everything. But it's like that pedigree, you seen it for real. But
so coaching with Jeff, man, I'll say this, boy, you be around everybody.
Yeah,
like man, and what people didn't understand when I was at Combine, I was the associate head coach. So it was times where I ran practice and things like that. He made me who I was in the coaching business. So like I did all the scouting reports.
Yeah.
And so I was hard on myself. Like he would always be like, remember last? We played Sunrise Christian and
that was Chandler, right? Kenny Chandler? But before him?
No, I think it was before him.
Okay.
They had Grady Dick.
Oh, great. Oh, yeah. Okay,
so
I got you.
We was playing them, number one team in the country. Rob and them had already left. Jaden Epps was there, AJ Smith. We got him on the ropes. It's tie game. Last play. Jeff getting ready to write something up. I said, nah, run this. Turn the ball over. We ended up losing the game. Man, I ain't talked for about 2 weeks. He was mad. He wasn't mad at me. He was mad because I wasn't talking. I want myself. I want, who I was. So, like, scout reports, man, like, that was my thing. That's what made me love basketball more. Like, I can go and give you a scout report.
Basketball nerd part of it.
And show you everything because, like, yeah, I play video games, but then I get my work done. Jeff never had to worry about a scout report. He never had to worry about that. I'm gonna get that done first, and then I'm gonna talk to you about it. And then, like, that's the funny thing, because you'll see me and Jeff on the sideline sometimes, and you think we'd be arguing. We do. And I'll be like, man, I'll show it to you on film. You just wait till this game over with. And he'll say something back, but that's the
beauty of your relationship.
Like, that's the difference that I say.
That's
like,
the beauty of that shit.
I get, a lot of people have some stuff to say, about him or whatever, the negative way sometimes. Or what he say on the sideline or what he do.
I'm passionate,
man,
bro.
Please. Boy, that joker right there gonna get anybody an opportunity.
And the kid's gonna run through a brick wall for him.
And that's what, I'm saying, for me, when we was talking about it earlier, my JV coach Trey. Man, I'm just giving Trey an opportunity.
Like, Trey love that shit though, bro.
Like, that's my dog right there. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I told him, wherever I go, you go.
Look, bro, he love that shit though. When I met him, I knew he was a basketball head, just how he talk about it. So you giving the right one an opportunity.
Like, that's the blueprint. Like, you see where I'm at now, and you see where Jeff at. Now we know what the next plan is. Everybody don't know your vision. Everybody don't know your plan. That's why it goes back when I say I keep my circle tight. Like, everybody can't get in my circle. So
as you should.
Like, when they were saying, oh, Sim trying to be like Jeff and Sim's trying to do this and Sim trying to do that. Nah, man, I'm just following the plan. You follow this plan, boy. Look where I'm at now.
You're gonna be successful.
I'm eating good.
Like,
Shoot, I'm flying. I'm getting on planes. Got opportunity to do this. Got opportunity to do that I wouldn't have had if I would listen to all the noise.
But that'd be the blessing blockers a lot of times.
I guess we do have our moments where we like to get basketball nerdy. So you kind of brought it up. So this is probably a really good moment for it. Like I said, I seen you last week, and I think you didn't have that Garinger hat on. You had a different hat on.
Yeah, I did.
And
I was working on the
I'm quiet. I ain't gonna say where, what, when, why. But like you had a different hat on. You said the word scouting. So like scouting report. As you are scouting, like what are some things when we'll just say looking for talent, right? And you might be just out. We'll make it even more hypothetical. You're just out at the park. You had, just a random Sugar Creek Park, and you're just looking for talent. What are some things that you're looking for as you're scouting that stands out? What are the things that make you be like, this is an intriguing, play. It's who I might grab next, proverbially. Talk to me.
Are you mentally tough enough?
Okay.
Do you love it?
Yeah.
Like, that's the biggest thing to me. Do you love it? Like, if you don't love it, boy, you're gonna get chopped up real quick in this game. Like, you're gonna be quick. You're gonna be out of it. So those are the first two things I look for, and then I look at the skill set. And then when I have a conversation with you, yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. Like that's what I'm looking for.
Respect.
Because then everything else falls in line. Like, we can get you in the gym and you get better and things happen for you, and everybody's not going to make it to the NBA. Everybody's not going to play college basketball, but those life lessons, that's what I'm looking for. Like, I'm looking for that, because if you're mentally tough enough, then you can
withstand a lot of things.
You can go through a lot of things. So that's those things that I'm looking for when I'm looking for a kid. And then, like you were saying about scouting reports, I'll give y'all a kicker. Man, when I'm in them gyms, don't think I'm not watching.
Yeah.
Teams.
Yeah.
You don't think I don't know where every kid going to school at? I do. When I was at Combine, yeah. Oh, he going to Winston-Salem Christian? Oh, boy, what time he play? Oh, but he play at 1 o'clock. Well, I'll be sitting front row.
Yeah.
But that boy can't go left. He take 2 dribbles and go left. I already had
drawing it up.
I had already had it.
Yeah.
So by the time we got back to Combine and we get ready to play them teams, ain't no work to be done like that.
Yeah.
Now I know what play you're going to run first. I know what play you're going to run second.
Yeah.
I know all that. So now when I'm talking on the sideline and I say it to you, man, you can't run that against us.
Yeah.
I already know that.
Yeah.
And my kids know it.
Yeah.
So when I'm in the gym, it ain't just I'm in the gym saying I'm in here just in the gym. I'm watching the teams. Because at the end of the day, like, yeah, I got to know what this kid do. Just get play against you. Yeah. I got to kind of know. I got to be able to take this away now. Now, can everybody? And that's the thing. Can these kids listen enough now to execute that game plan? Like that's the big. That's the second part to it, though. But like that's why I be in the gym a lot. You know what I'm saying? When you see me, like.
So I got 2 questions for you. I'll start with this one. And this could be everybody as well, because Trey, you scouting kids for death row. You scouting kids for death row.
Yeah, he was like, he blowing it out of proportion.
Nah, he ain't really death row.
It's an inside joke.
But it's a fun.
Yeah, I got a program called We Just Hoop. Yeah, Adidas. Yeah. I had talked to Trey, holler at you.
Yeah, he tried. He wanted to.
Yeah.
Come on over there. Get some kids up out there.
Yeah.
Care where they play at.
Yeah. We'll wrap after this.
There we go. Listen, networking, connecting. But I asked in a sense of, and Wayne, we're not saying the transfer portal is open, but you're a part of a staff that I've seen y'all at the middle school girls games, and like y'all just taking notes and recruiting and just looking around. Skill set, athleticism, size. When we're recruiting, how are y'all balancing these things out?
Well, you're looking for all those signs for sure. You're looking for size, because it's one thing we all know: you can't coach size, you can't teach size, you can't. So you find size, you salivate over. You know what I mean? You want to get to it. The next thing you're looking for is, like he say, for one, a feel for the game. But I can see a lack of talent, but a feel for the game in the person where I can know, like, you know what? I just need to get them in the gym. I can teach them that part. But the feel they have for the game, knowing where to be, knowing where not to be, making the right pass, setting the right screen, helping out on defense. When that person turns their back, or just it's different things you see as a coach that you've learned just from the principles of playing and coaching, that when you see it, it catches your attention. There's no denying. It's like, oh, okay. Certain skill sets that automatically stand out. Athleticism, being able to shoot the ball, and being able to handle that ball. Those are 3 skill sets that just kind of that they are going to stand out on all levels, at different levels. Middle school, you're going to see someone that can shoot, someone that can handle that ball, break a press, someone that can just necessarily just catch the ball and finish every time they catch it. Those things you look for in middle school. You get to the high school level, you start looking at different things of the development. But it all boils down to just that feel for the game. Like I said, love for the game, passing that eye test too. A lot of people don't, and the eye test is not always looking good.
So you getting back there. So So skill set, athleticism, size.
Yeah.
If you had 3 of them and you only had one more spot.
Oof. So it says skill level, size,
skill set, athleticism, size. Got one spot.
More. I got one spot. I'm taking skill level. Skill set.
Okay.
That's what I'm taking.
Yeah.
Size.
I'm taking
size. Well, the teacher had to do a post hook.
Yeah. You right about that.
Yeah.
Like, you right.
I'm taking that size.
Only reason why I say skill set as far as on the women's side,
I see Pat Wesley.
someone that can just play the game the right way goes a long way.
Yeah.
That mean, on the women's side, you may be 6 feet, and on that side is kind of being tall. Yeah. But you may be my best guard.
Yeah.
You may be my best shooter, you may be my best creator. So skill set on the women's side goes a long way. Now size is like literally 1B.
Yeah.
So if skill set is 1A, size is 1B. Yeah. For real.
I say that same thing because I was on the girl side. Yeah, it'll be the skill set. Yeah. Like because when I was at Northside, I was girls coach at Northside. So like, yeah, it's the skill set for the girls. Yeah. But that boy size. Size.
The longer, taller you are, the more I can deal.
You said taller.
I did, but I want to make sure they come back and hit you with the guy.
They
hit you in the late back,
Q was ready for it.
Oh, I'm a hear when I go back to work out. King, man, I'm gonna hear, but I did it just for them. Did it for my guys. Okay. Yeah, but I say.
Program. What you looking for? Athleticism, size, skills.
What he's saying, but I'm looking for size, dogs that can just go, and they don't even have to be the most skilled. They just got it in them to go.
So that's athleticism.
Yeah.
Like motor and
and just the mentality, like the grit. He's going.
Energy and effort is a actual position right now.
Yeah. And then
give me the energy and effort kid.
It's like in football, what they call the ATH.
Yep, the athletic kid. The kid that just play everything.
And then just what he said, the listening part of it. If they can, take instructions and be able to put it together and execute it. Because I put guys together that, it was a decent group. But what you find out is, just some of them just wasn't for that environment, So you got to have guys like, look, this don't faze me. Like, I can get a bucket 1-on-1, 1 against 2. Yeah. You can teach the other stuff then.
So let's stay basketball nerdy real quick. I'm gonna give y'all 2 things. Well, all right. So I'll start with this. So you said scouting. What right now? And I give this to all 3 of y'all. Y'all, all 3 of y'all on the sideline. Y'all got y'all boys. Like you said, you'll draw some shit up at the end of the game sometimes, right? Favorite action. Right now, what is your go-to action? You ain't got to spill all the beans, but favorite action.
I can't tell you that, man. Wayne up here.
Oh, okay.
Here too. I can't tell you.
Yeah, I say
no
it.
Fake. Okay, all right.
Man, give me some Zoom action going on. Give me some Zoom action going, and I can get anything going out of that.
Yes, I can get anything out of there right there. Anything, dog.
All right. So for our parents and maybe some of the kids that might not know, either one of y'all, break down what Zoom action is. It's popular action. There's a couple of different actions that's popular. This is definitely one that you see and hear a lot.
So with Zoom action, a lot of it is your strong side action where you're providing options for your players. Mm-hmm. So the ball may touch the mid post to the slot. And now on the strong side, I may have 2 wings and they're able to either screen for each other, cut off each other, cut back door. It's all a feel, but what you're teaching with that action is how to read the game,
read and react,
how to read how someone is guarding you, how to read what's going on. Is he off? Is his head turned? Is he helping out early? Is he slacking back? It's so many different things, but now you're teaching the IQ of the game. With that particular type. So
and you'll see a lot of Spurs and Golden State runners.
Yeah. So I mean, literally, if you YouTube it, like literally right now, YouTube is like, I call it YouTube University. You literally can like type in.
They got a Hoop University channel.
Got a Hoop
like
University
that show you
but
all that.
If you type in these Zoom actions, like it'll bring you a plethora of things that you can learn from and just watch, observe. But what I picked it up from the Spurs. I picked it up from a lot of college action. Like literally, I feel like watching college basketball and specifically watching women's college basketball teaches you a lot about the game because what they lack in what the males can make up athletically, they do it skillfully and they do it fundamentally. Like I was actually watching a video, the coach from Buffalo, she was doing a coach's camp and it was doing a simple drill of where they were going to the free throw line, closing out, big step, one way, big step. And the first group went and she was like, yeah, like you guys did pretty good, but I guess it's a little different with the guys, you're a little bit more athletic. The females, we take real big steps out and really cover that ground. And it was funny how the second group did it though, but it's also just recognizing that we have to teach the game from a different way in the women's basketball because there's no lack to them as far as their skill set, but 80% of the female game is not dunking, where 80% of the male game is playing above the rim.
It ain't as athletic as
it's not even about being athletic. It's a simple fact, just about just genetics of how to So there's nothing against it. It is a simple fact. You just got to coach it differently. You got to teach it differently.
You got the girl side.
Yeah. So it's so much fundamental. So much. There's so much good things that are being ran on the female side of basketball, bro. Like literally,
WNBA look good.
What?
Yeah, man. I enjoy watching that. Yeah, me
like
too.
literally, I just look.
And we're gonna get that. We're gonna go to NBA, WNBA.
But I just want to talk about one play I seen, and it was so funny. Like I seen the one play on one thing, and literally, I seen 10 content creators that do basketball stuff try to break this down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this was like the inverted dribble handoff.
Yep. I seen that. Yeah.
So it was like instead of coming top side to go dribble handoff, literally I'm gonna go under, come back around to get that switch. And create the same thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, that's crazy.
That only happens in women's basketball.
Like a deny read or something like that.
Right? So they were denying the regular dribble handoff with the big. So it was actually they had went zoom action in a sense.
Yeah.
They had sent one through, was coming off of it. Denial, she actually literally inverted herself and went inside the screen, came back around, caught it,
and then you got
and created the same what you wanted. Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, innovative.
Women's basketball.
Crazy is we run to that Garinger.
You said you wasn't giving away.
I'll give you
Go
that.
ahead.
I mean, they still couldn't stop it.
Aaron doesn't score 25 in the second half of a game without running some good stuff.
Good action.
And hold on. And the caveat to it was, after I found out, Aaron had 4 fouls, so he literally didn't play half the game.
He was just telling me about this.
So Aaron played second half of the game because
he said he walked to the coach and was dragging at halftime. He said, "Oh, we down 4. We gonna win." My favorite player, my best player, he didn't even play.
He played the whole game.
Turned up 25.
So I told him, we call it nugget.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what got it from though. Jokic.
Yeah.
Pay attention to Jokic. No, I just remixed it.
Yeah.
Aaron, he's so little. He little.
Yeah.
So he don't know how to move.
Yeah.
So he come off for it.
Just keep moving.
And then Kente, whoever up there.
Yeah, Joshua Kente running it, right?
You get it. They get it. Catch it. On my phone. They catch it. And they got it.
Yeah.
And then he just going to work.
Yeah.
And you can't really stop it because why? You can't stop it. It's because he get to the paint.
Yeah.
And
he can't get to the paint.
And now when he
talking
get
about
to
him
the
and Jameer
paint,
like running, I can see both of them. One left hand, one right handed. Yeah.
When he get to the paint, oh man, it's G. Boy, what? I'll be like, yeah, that's a bucket.
Yeah.
Or so sometimes then I got that corner guy.
Yeah.
And so now we renting a lot at UNCC. That Juju we shot so many threes.
Oh yeah, that's the game.
Yeah.
So that's what that. So when you see that clip that I posted on Garinger, man, basketball, we ran that.
That was that action.
And Aaron came off. He went all the way to the corner. He beat his man, got to the corner, and he got there and he threw that skip pass to June. Ju hit the 3 in the corner.
Yeah.
So I teach my guys spacing. So that's why everybody got to be able to shoot that basketball.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and that's the new era of basketball. It's like
catch and shoot.
Yeah. Gotta be able to hit that.
And I'm gonna carry it back a little bit, Sims, because you weren't here for that. But this is the reason why I've always coached positionless basketball.
Yeah, that's how I am.
Even at a young age, like you may be big now, but you may not be
big when you get older.
You know what I mean? So you need to be able to shoot that ball now the same way, and vice versa. My guards, like you may be small now, but I need you to be able to have to be in the mid post, know how to catch, know how to guard the post, and everything like that. So it's like really pulling everything to full fruition, bro.
Yeah, that's a hard play to stop, man. I'm gonna tell you who else running it. Don Staley running it.
Oh no, she
pulling a big Chloe out there,
and she had Malaysia coming off of it.
Yeah, it's a very popular play, and a lot of people don't know Florida run it.
Yep,
with Florida in it.
Clayton killed that thing.
Yeah, so
he was killing it.
Especially if your guy can really shoot that thing deep, boy. It's GG's now. Because now how you going?
Oh yeah.
Trey, talk to us. We just hooped. What is have you made? Are you on the head side on any of the groups?
What you mean?
Head coach.
Oh, with the 15s, no. I just sit on the bench with Brandon, and then with the 16s, yeah, I had stepped in and did head.
Okay, so for you right now, what is a favorite? Maybe
I'm gonna tell you, it ain't
favorite.
even a favorite, but I had a lot of success. You hear me talk about dribble drive all the time, but it was the nail action. Mm-hmm. There was a nail action when you send the guy through and open up the double gap, and if you got a guard that can handle it, he get downhill. If don't nobody step over, it's a layup. You step over, they go corner 3.
When you say nail, are you referring to like the Irish action of cutting through like that?
Nah, so you got 4 out, you got 2 slots, and when you run it, when I say nail, and the guy that got the ball does other slot will run through and open up that double gap.
Gotcha.
We take that help man out. So we got the corner, and either it's a foot race. You misdirect, you get there. But
and it's funny you said that to cut you off, but one thing I'm noticing is we've all started to like reference the Villanova offense.
Yeah.
In the Villanova offense, it's slots, wings. There is no baseline corner. It's slot, wings. And you got your gator that got that roams around. You know, certain rules to it. Two bigs and never on the same side. But for the most part, it's just, you know, like you say, it opens up so many opportunities. If you have kids that can play the game with an IQ, and also not necessarily an IQ. Sometimes you need one IQ player.
Well, I had a kid.
If your gator is the IQ, you good to go.
I had a kid. I called him Mr. Fundamental out of South Carolina, Isaiah Thomas, and that's crazy. That's his name, Isaiah Thomas.
That's crazy. Yeah.
But he played with CC Elite. And with Tomerlin, you know, Tomerlin do his thing.
Yeah, if he's 2027.
He played with Ben.
Say less. But he had him running like a 4 where he could catch and face. So he had all that in his game.
What's the kid name again?
Isaiah Thomas. Yep. He down there.
We had Jordan.
He had Catawba. I think Catawba with that big boy that play with
play with
Unleashed. Yeah. But I had him run the 4, and I told his dad when he came on, I said, I'm gonna have him getting downhill because he was the only one that would play off for 2. And like really, like he was fundamental. He'll get downhill, you stop him 2 feet, and he giving you all of that.
That's one thing you got ready to do in that offense. You got ready to play off 2 feet,
eating them up.
So ready to play off 2 feet.
Hey, listen, I've spoken to some college coaches, and right now that is definitely a thing that they look like, even at the guard side.
You
get to the paint and play off 2. Like you said, like we can go back to the Villanova, like that's something that they teach.
Like I was watching an interview with Con Knick, the assistant coach with Duke and Con Knick, when they were talking about how they preach 2-foot finishes, stay off the floor. So that means quit falling. That ain't what we do.
Right.
I got a kid.
And you know, some kids live on the floor for some reason. It's like, no, all 2 feet, balance, stay off the floor. That's all we do.
And the thing is, like, you can look at the camera, you can do this.
Yeah,
for sure. That one after.
But
you went 2
so
feet,
even
body contact, finish.
What's Dr.
Look good on camera.
What's the park over there on Freedom? What's that? Camp Green.
Camp Green.
That's where we used to take our kids. Remember 3rd, 4th grade? You want us to keep them off the floor? Oh, we practicing outside for a month.
Oh, for sure.
Y'all like to flop? We outside.
And then on top of that, Austin Rivers talk about it as well. It's like literally being able to finish out 2 feet negates being athletic.
Yeah.
If I'm non-athletic, the ability to finish out 2 and play out 2 takes away everything.
And they were showing them clips with how Brunson scores. Like,
Brunson is the most least athletic guard in the league right now.
And he get it.
Kills him.
And he's so slick off the pivot too. Like
off the pivot,
going
bro.
2, and then it like he can
and
go each way off the pivot.
He plays aggressive on offense. You know what I mean? It's like he's almost like he's the defender where he plays on offense. Like, I'm gonna hit you so many times. Like,
and you hear him talk about like the value of even a guard, and you seen it a lot. Like as we grew up, every point guard, you kind of wanted to have a little like post game.
Oh, no, sure.
Like you could figure a lot of things out if you came up inside our area.
Yeah,
that's the Mark Jackson, that's the J Kidd, and everything like that. And then you know all that. You know,
Mark Jackson put you on
even BD in a minute. BD will bring you down there. But Mark Jackson cracked the whole thing for the whole 15 seconds orchestrate the offense.
Yeah,
Post.
pointing around.
You move there, you cut there, you screen there. I'm gonna get you. Yeah.
So let me get y'all last basketball nerd one. Then we'll get back. I know y'all want to hear us talk about high school and AAU. Gap or deny?
I like gap.
Gap or deny? Talk to me.
But you can
I
deny-
guess like pack
you can deny-
pack line.
I'm gap everything going middle. I'm denying everything wing coming out. My thing is the ball doesn't.
But that so pretty
the
much
ball
that's
does,
gap.
the ball does not touch the middle in my defense. That's just the main precursor.
So we walling up the gap.
Yeah.
Full commit and then
Yeah.
Trey.
Yeah, I like gap. Like gap. And then I mean, if the defender is, I tell them if that's your game, if you can time jumping passes as the ball coming around, get up the line and get that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm in the gap.
Yeah, I like the gap, but we push the ball out the middle.
Yeah, that ball cannot touch my middle.
If you pay attention, if you go back and watch Team Shaw games, that's why we took a lot of charges. Texas Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They go back to Bobby Knight, Texas Tech.
Yeah.
So it's like I like to deny. But you know what I'm saying? Like now you got to teach these kids. Like,
So you said you like to deny?
Yeah,
Okay.
I like to deny,
but keeping the ball at the middle though.
but keeping the ball.
So like that first pass, anything out, we're not going to come off that wing to slide in.
So we not
We're
helping
help
middle
from the rear.
from the
Help from the rear. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, we gap a lot. Like we do gap a lot, but like it just depends. I'll say this: it depends on your team.
On your team.
That's what I'm gonna
huge.
say. I say it depends on my team.
The higher the IQ you get, the more you can play.
So like if I know that I got a dog that just gonna wear that point guard out, boy, you ain't nobody else gonna touch the ball.
Yeah.
Because
they look
if I got
for, what was it? An evacuation route.
Yeah.
Like
So
if you got a dog on the PJ, he's just trying to get out of his hand.
Yeah. So now if I got a kid where we in good defense, now we got to gap this thing, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, y'all can't just let them beat us up.
Yeah.
So just gap everything.
Touching the
If I
paint too
got-
much,
If I got Percy, like little Percy, and them guards like that.
Yeah.
Oh boy, finna deny it. Boy, y'all can't get this ball at the corner now. Boy,
Yeah.
boys in these lanes, and it's a dunk fest.
Yeah.
So like, it just depends on what you got
Yeah.
at that moment in time, and you have to adjust.
Yeah.
It's like you have to adjust. So sometimes I just have to adjust. I know I like the Texas Tech style, push the ball out the middle, and you know we got to set it like that and take charges and wall up and all that. But sometimes you just got to get away from that and just play with your kids capable of doing. Sometimes you have to adjust them because you can't make every kid what you want to do. Like it's not gonna work. Like
I hate when people talk about running diamond all the time.
Yeah,
You're like, man, you gotta have guys that really can get after it too when you run that defense.
Yeah. All right. So fellas, because it sound like you're about to get to it.
Okay, all right. He
actually,
good at you.
we actually had a an Instagram comment. Shout out Gorilla Fam.
Yes, sir.
He does a lot of the filming for the high schools.
Mm-hmm.
He played with Team Charlotte.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. He's a Team Charlotte kid. Yeah, he's a Team Charlotte kid.
Okay, that's
got
fine.
hurt.
So he threw out the question. He asked about pressing. I think that we might have like slightly hit this before.
We did.
Kids pressing too early and not learning how to really play.
Mm-hmm.
That's all the second, third, and fourth grade that you see. You know,
Yeah,
whatever
press.
team presses the best,
Win the game and make layups.
I say about the pressing, like I pressed at UNCC team camp. Why? I was just trying to get my kids to play hard,
Get them going. Yeah, get them
I get
going.
playing hard. But
Yeah.
then, if you look at college basketball, man, how much people pressing? So
Right.
what we really teach?
What we really
maybe 1%.
So what we really teach? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so are you really preparing your kids for college?
But I guess I will say this. There has, and I don't know. Sometimes I feel like a lot of trends go up and from the top down, and then sometimes the trends go from the bottom
up. Yeah.
In which there was a long time I had never seen, and you would rarely see like from on the NBA level, like teams full deny and press straight off of like an inbound. But then you start seeing like Indiana was kind of doing it.
They were the zone. Did you see the
finals? The whole finals.
Both
teams picked up 94 feet.
Yeah, but then I like if you go back like maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, like I'm a UNC fan, so I remember it was I forget who was playing inside the championship. Not it was in the championship, but it was in the playoffs, NCAA March Madness. And we was up 20. and then they went into like pretty much a diamond press.
Yeah.
They denied first pass out. They trapped first, denied, and you could tell the kids just wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
And they walked it down, and we might have won by like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And to where it seems like there are some trends that are starting to
they ran zone in the finals. If you've seen that, I've seen the 2-3 defense.
And go ahead.
The reason why they're doing it though, when you're watching it in the finals, because I don't want to, like Aaron was playing, so like,
yeah.
But trying to get the ball out of Shy hands,
Yeah.
and then you're trying to get the ball out of Tyrese Halliburton hands. You're
Well,
trying to get the ball out of their hands,
Right.
Like
And
I'm
then
gonna make somebody else beat me.
You trying to? I mean,
But then the shot was so good.
You're trying to stack up
Yeah.
a side.
36.
You're trying to stack up a side of defense to where it looking like I didn't move this ball before I keep dribbling.
Yeah.
But when you got good players like Shea, is like I'm just gonna be patient. I can still get to. It's like it doesn't really matter though. But
No, he still had 36.
So
But he had those 6.
let's translate. I guess it's the little league talk, but so this is what I seen, and I thought that it was interesting, is because even if you go back to the Minnesota series, in my opinion, Austin Rivers talks about this a lot, where he's saying like you got to pay attention to the trends of the league, because it's evolving and it's changing.
Mhm.
Like it used to be bag work, now it's going into like almost like a 0.5 concept.
Yeah.
Where like what decisions are you making off of this? And when you look at, like I said, Minnesota, Indiana, like a lot of the teams that were really hyper successful, and then you start seeing the trends inside drafts, XYZ, like they picked up 94 feet, almost like if we go back to like a Grom versus Team United days, like the start of this podcast, pretty much, right? When us playing against each other.
Oh yeah.
It was 94 feet.
94 feet.
Wayne was running that. You was going full
He
deny.
got nines,
straight
ball, Taz, devil.
So y'all say 94 feet. If you ask anybody in my huddle, we was picking up 95 feet.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I want to pick you up out the huddle.
Yep.
Out
They
of
used to come
bounds.
in our huddle and listen. We be in there talking to them.
listen.
Like,
So Sims, you might not understand. All right, so me and Wayne, we've been on the sideline maybe like 4 years together, but we also probably for like a good 2 to 3 years stretch was like
against
rivals
each other,
of sorts, where it was packed gym, parents getting thrown out, Wayne getting thrown out. It was turned up.
Duke, Carolina. That's what it was.
That's what it felt like.
That's what it felt like.
To where like Zion and QJ, they was like mortal enemies, and then they're friends.
They're friends again.
times.
So like my thing was always this, and I did this even, with me or against me, but I had to stop in the high school till the referee told me. It was like my thing is walk them out the huddle.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna break my huddle. I want you to go ahead and walk them out the huddle. Like,
and they would come
the
over
intimidation factor is as soon as you turn out your huddle, you turn around and see a person standing right down your hip.
Nas was great at it.
Oh, Nas
he would be in our huddle.
Oh, Nas looking at the play and everything.
He would have his arms around our players.
That part.
I'm like,
yeah.
So saying that to say,
like the kids. So that's why. You remember when y'all asked me about middle school?
That's why you know that.
Because I'm gonna get mad. Hey man, I'm trying to teach
I gotta get you a cash out t-shirt, dog. Gotta get you a cash out t-shirt.
Like what is? I would look at Wayne like, dog.
Oh no, he used to do it. He'll like, man, that's Wayne being Wayne.
Like,
I'm like, man, what's up with Wayne, man? He like, man, that's Wayne.
They go back and forth. This is my thing. Like with Wayne, and this is what like him and Trey, they had a back and forth. Like I always understood, Wayne get more mad when you don't respond.
Right.
So like I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
Wayne go, fuck it, I'm gonna yell at the ref now. Oh, who that parent over there? I'm gonna turn up to where and like so Wayne just wanted like the back and forth.
Oh,
so, like,
man,
that'd be the battle between it. Like,
so okay, Sims, to give a background to it, I coached like I played. I played point guard. Came up in playing street ball, playing in tough environments, HBCU. So everything I did was you got to talk it and walk it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So when I first transitioned to coaching, I was literally still playing basketball.
Man, what? You be sweating harder than that.
I was literally still like I was like playing in the men's league. So I would go play Tuesday and Thursday, come coach Monday and Wednesday, play and coach a game on Friday, on Saturday. So literally my competitive juices as a player are still flowing through my body.
Yeah.
You know
what I mean? So
it's so crazy you say that because a lot of people see me on the sideline. Oh, he's so wild. He did it. Man, I'm playing the game. Man, I'm playing the game right now.
Yeah, right. Right.
So my kids, I had to stop dressing up on the sideline. Not during the high school season.
I never dress up, bro.
Because
You got on the shooting shirt like them.
man, collar shirt,
Yeah.
everything drenched.
Yeah.
And we losing by 30. But I didn't care
Yeah.
because I knew,
Yeah.
like, man, nah, I'm going hard for my kids. I don't care what's going on.
And that's what it was.
So
with you,
now,
bro.
like, it was, you know, for me, it's crazy that you say that. That's how I coach.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that. They're looking at you like they never listening to the message.
No.
They're always looking at your reaction and how
They-
you
they
act.
never-
You were the bad guy, Wayne.
They
coming
never
up.
went ask my kids, hey, what did your coach say to you?
Yeah.
Right.
They never asked that question. They just thought automatically by my
Just-
demeanor.
No, you was labeled bad guy.
But at the same time, what my kids doing though?
Nah, your kids.
Exactly.
Nah, we had
It was
the greatest. That was
The
that
kids-
was memorable,
The
bro.
kids was hooping. They were doing what they supposed to do. They was getting better.
That's why I always tell people
Yeah.
the results. What's the results then?
Yeah.
Like that's what I always say now. What's the results? Look at the results. Like you know how many times I cuss Rob out.
Yeah.
Man, please. Rob did 100 down the backs in combine.
Mm.
Number 8 picking draft, baby.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You there now. Aaron Wiggins, same thing. My uncle Jeff was always hard on him.
Mhm.
Look where he at, NBA champion now. Look at the results. When you talking about what we saying on the sideline, it's because we know what it looks like.
Nah, for sure.
So sometimes that's what people don't understand. The outsiders and the and all these people that got opinions, man, you don't know what it look like.
Right.
Nah, it was so many parents that at times, I wouldn't let my son play for him.
Yeah, we got that too.
Now it's like,
But
Coach-
to Wayne's defense, what I would say would be like what you would see him like how ramped he is at the games and aggressive, whether it was like coaches or refs XYZ. Wayne is not that way with the kids. Like
No.
he loves on the kids.
Love
Yeah.
Wayne.
And so like practices, Wayne is fairly chill.
Yeah.
Like you would think that it's almost night and day. And so like it's an interesting dynamic to where you can understand why the kids run through a wall for him
Mhm.
because of like he's gonna love on them, but then when it's wartime, he running through the wall.
That's the standard though. That's the standard that you said.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like that's what with me and Garinger, that's the standard that I'm setting. Like my kids now, them jokers be like, man, we got your back, Coach Sam.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Them jokers, if I was the lead, some of them was like, man, I ain't playing basketball no more.
Mm.
So now I got to think, hold on, cause I can't lead.
Can't leave, right?
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
now I
I
gotta
see
figure this
them
out. I gotta
too.
fight
Yeah.
this. I gotta
already
fight
know.
this. You know what I'm saying? I gotta fight this.
I feel you on that.
So, you know what I'm saying? For the kids, man, sometimes like people don't know that. Like, man, they don't know, man, they don't see the I love yous.
Right.
And I tell my kids I love them all the time. Every practice.
Mhm.
At the every
Mhm.
practice in that huddle.
but that's what I know
Because
too,
he might only hear that from you.
Yeah. So I'm like,
Yeah.
so you looking at me on the sideline and you saying, oh, Coach Sam doing this, Coach Sam doing that, he doing this. But you don't see the shirt I done gave off my back,
Yeah.
the Ubers I done paid for,
Right.
the cash apps I done sent,
Right.
the I love yous. You don't see
Right.
none of that.
None of that.
and that's when I stopped caring. Sam.
So that's
For
exactly
real.
why I don't care now.
Honestly, bro, when I realized when my players start calling me, text me, hey coach, I'm just calling to check on you, bro.
Yeah.
I know I was doing something right by them kids. It may not look appeasing from the outside looking in, but ask any of them kids if they feel mistreated.
Exactly.
But did they feel like any war they went into, any game they went into, they went with somebody that got their back?
And
No
then
matter what's going on.
somebody had an issue one time with my kids. My kids say something back to me. They be like, that's so disrespectful and all this and this and this. Well, I'm glad they said something back to me because I know they heard me.
Mhm.
Like, I know they heard me.
Mhm.
They know what it is. They know the standard. Man, they know when that back, man, you'll think we won the game.
Mhm.
I'm not lying to you. On the bus rides
I
back,
done been over there.
I never been like, man, we lost by 40. Nobody talking on the bus. Boy, it's a party on that bus. Boy, we listen to NBA Young Boy.
Right. All that.
Boy, all kind of stuff. And,
Yeah.
and they all them with me. JV,
Right.
cheerleaders,
Mm-hmm.
varsity, all them with me.
Coaches too.
Right.
They all with me. So it's like,
You know what I mean?
it's that's what I live for. Man, we played that basketball game. It's over with.
It's over with.
Like,
yeah.
what, we can't get that game back. What's the next moment
So
that I'm gonna have with
What
my
you
kids?
learn. What
Yeah,
you
like
learn.
so, like what
Yeah.
do like when we won the game at West Mac this year? I didn't even know how to react
Yeah.
when I walked in there.
Yeah.
Like these kids gonna throw that water on me. All kind of stuff. They didn't, but it was like when we got on that bus, boy, it was
it
World War
turned
III
up,
on
bro.
that bus.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
like, Jesus Christ. And then like when we won against Jackson Day,
Mhm.
they was in there playing Finito. And I was in the middle of it, and I was rapping the song, and people had something to say.
Yeah.
I said, man, if I can't listen to the same music that my kids listen to, I can't relate to them.
Right. Yeah, come on, man. You gotta relate.
You gotta know them NBA YoungBoy songs. That's all they listen to. Well, you don't know the NBA YoungBoy songs, boys looking at you like you're crazy. Yeah. So I had to learn that. Yeah. And then I tell them like, all right, now Fridays is my day. Now I get to speak on Fridays. Yeah. And they be like, they won't listen to Jeezy. They don't want to listen to Jeezy. They don't want to listen to.
They want to listen to Outkast.
They don't want to listen to T.I. Man, coach, man, come on, man. Come listen to NBA. They got new. They put me on that Boss Man D-Lo. I went on Boss Man D-Lo like that. Boy, that's my jump.
Yeah, he went on a little run.
That's my dude right there. And then I looked at him and I was like, he was what Jeezy was to us.
Yep, it was. The talking, the slow rap. He wasn't rapping, he was talking.
Yeah, so like that's why
instructions.
That's why now when people say something to me and they say, "Oh, you did this, you did that," I just look at them like, "Yeah, but what you doing?"
Yeah.
So fellas, as we kind of like segue the conversation a little bit. You said, Rob, you had him running up and down, right? As we say, Rob, when you say Rob Dillingham in the city, it kind of ring out a little bit. Like a lot of kids patterned their game off of him. A lot of kids, like seen him from like them early days at Team United to then CP3. Then he went on a Donda run, XYZ. But we can't not mention freshman year where he was at Beat Kill Combine. You know what I mean?
12 points in that game. I think he had 12 in that game.
And then you gotta understand how that jump was going, man. Like I was scouting out Oak Hill.
Oh no, that was Cam Thomas.
Yeah. So I kept the more and more I kept scouting, I kept saying to Jeff, man, we could beat them. And we had Jalen Hood-Safino.
I about to say y'all had Hood-Safino too though, like
him and Rob.
And you had the what's my boy, the dark skinned kid that could shoot too.
Chris Robinson.
Chris Mario in there too.
Yeah. No, Mario went there.
Nah, yeah, Chris Robinson. He ended up going to Catawba, right?
All-time leader in threes at Catawba now.
Catawba, yeah. So
just graduated. So like, I kept telling Jeff, man, we could beat them.
Wait, it's Chris. That's the kid.
That's the Lincoln kid.
Yeah. Dark skin short.
He always played for Team Charlotte. That's our guy. That's his mama texted us the other day.
You know what's crazy? I remember seeing. I remember seeing the because when you heard it happen, everybody was like, "Damn!" So you had to go. I seen the YouTube. And somebody had the camera in the huddle.
I was at the game at Coma Christian.
And Jeff, he said to the Chris kid, like, show him who that kid is that put up them big numbers inside that small town. But he said something along those lines, and I was like, you almost feel chills in your body when you hear that from a coach. And this was like maybe because y'all went into overtime. It might have been like fourth quarter or overtime. And
so that's when they made that run.
He showed up.
So I told Jeff, I was like, I think we can beat them.
Okay.
The more closer got. So, me, I see Rob every day. I hate him on Rob. I ain't gonna lie. You ain't got no name. I don't care about your name. And this joke gonna fold in that game. That's why I kept telling him. Rob, look at me, jump to me every day. Man, you gonna fold, man. I don't care what you're talking about. Chris Robinson, I told Chris Robinson, you had the best night ever. This is before we even leave to go to Carmel Christian. And so Chris ended up having a game. Rob didn't fold. But I couldn't talk that joke for about 2 weeks. He was talking so much junk to me. But it was just like the way we talk to our kids, man, like the way we talk to them, like, man, Rob was like, Jeff with them was high on Rob. I wasn't. Because I never was me.
Did you see him when he was younger?
Man, it wasn't about that.
No, so
I don't care about your name.
Yeah.
But I seen, so I seen the work.
So now you gotta see, I want to see you make it. So if I tell you right now you good, then I'm doing what everybody else doing. Boy. I'm gonna tell. Boy, I told Rob every day, boy, you sorry, you trash.
But
I knew he was
but
good.
you seen it though. Okay.
Hey, I knew.
Boy, when I first laid eyes on him, I said he is it.
That year with Rob, was that post COVID or
that year? The first year we was there, we ended up losing, and it was COVID, and we ended up losing the Hoop State Championship. And then the next year is when we got Amarion, AJ Smith, and all them, and Rob and them.
That's when Jalen came, right?
No, Jalen came his sophomore year, which was our freshman year. And so then Jalen left and went to Mount Vernon, and then Rob didn't leave us until junior.
They in the same class. Yeah, they is.
No, who you talking about?
Rob and Jalen are 2023s. They both 20.
Oh, you talking about Jalen Curry?
Yeah.
No. Jalen Curry came.
Yeah, Jalen Curry. Yeah,
sophomore. I thought you were talking about Pheno.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Curry came, and Curry came, and then we had them two, and then we had Pat Wessler, Amarion, all them, And then
like
junior year, going to that junior year.
I remember Pat dad. His dad coach Advance.
Yeah, and then Rob left and went to Donda, and O went, and Bryce went. And
they took a lot of
which is crazy that O went though.
And the crazy part about all that is,
O ended up going in Livingstone.
I feel like he was there then. Like I remember seeing O at Independence.
Yes.
Yeah, they
won the state championship.
They lost to North Mech in the playoffs.
How about say? I know this 1 year that he won. They might
have. It was freshman year.
Okay, yeah. So
that was him and Hinton. Yeah, they was.
So it might have been the I don't know if that was a year to year, 2 years after, but I remember seeing him when they played. This is when Diddy was still out there.
Yeah.
I think he just came back from the whole little scenario and situation. Tristan was there, and they beat Independence.
Yeah, Indy just had to came out. Indy just had came out the state champion.
Mm-hmm.
Undefeated. That game should have happened a year before.
They went undefeated.
That's how I felt. That game should have happened a year before.
Okay.
Like then now we get to see who was the best, because that game should have happened a year before when you had AJ McKee and Matt Smith was there at Indy. You know what I'm saying? Like Indy didn't have enough pieces that year to mess with North Met. But that game should have happened a year before. Like, that's how I always looked at that game. I know exactly what game, because I was looking at O, and I was sitting there like, but that boy coming to combine. He just didn't know it yet, because I kept saying he's our type of kid, man. Like this kid, man, you couldn't shoot the ball around him.
My thing was right here though.
No layups, man.
Why didn't he let you know about it right after?
Why did they keep pushing him for football?
Because he was long, he could play it.
Football, right? Yeah, I'm saying, like, why they stopped pushing it? Because it felt like after a while it was like basketball.
Because he became that shot blocker. O was just a monster on that basketball court, man.
I'm not, because he went to. I watched him play at Livingstone.
Yeah, he was a monster on.
I feel like he's the quintessential. I forget who I was talking to. I was talking to a trainer earlier today, and I was saying how, like, sometimes we undervalue the glue guy.
Yeah, that's what he was.
And like, when you have an elite glue guy,
he the ultimate glue guy.
That's sometimes that's better than having like it. To an extent, a lot of times it's easier to find a scorer than it is an elite glue guy. Somebody that he can go down the court and not even touch the ball
because he's bought
7 times, but he gonna turn up off that block, turn up off that defensive rotation, off that stop, go get that rebound. Like,
think about that year in LA with Ariza. Yeah. You take Ariza, he was like an X factor. I seen the guy talking about that. It's like Ariza was one of them guys.
That same year that we had going into their junior year and they left or whatever.
Yeah,
we still won the Who State Championship. Jaden Elks was a monster. Like MJ Collins came.
That's when MJ came. Yeah. Like, so MJ came off and went to Oak Hill, right?
MJ Collins.
I'm thinking about. Am I thinking about MJ Collins?
MJ didn't go to Oak Hill. He was at.
I'm thinking about somebody else.
He was at. I forgot what school he was at, but he was
at
Westminster. He was at
Westminster. Yeah, he was.
So he came to us.
He was down there with Addie.
Yeah. And so he came to us, and like, you know, it was a drop off losing Rob. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, we probably would have had one of the best backcourt. Yeah, we might have had the best backcourt ever. Like out there in what we was playing in, Jaden Elks and Rob Dillingham. Oh my man, Elks could score the basketball, bro. Like people do not know that, and why combine was so special, man, is because we did it with North Carolina kids.
Yeah,
like we did it with North Carolina kids, dog. Like we did it with North Carolina kids, and like Elks Antonio. Tone came from Team Thrill from Baltimore, and Elks came from Virginia, and we just had played them in the summer. The team loaded. That's how we got Elks, whatever.
All right, so I guess for the audience, let them know what was or it is a Combine Academy, and y'all, like, when was y'all there during that time?
They was building it, and you know, they was.
Is this public, prep, private?
Prep. It's more like prep, but it's, you know, like that Hoop State League, and I said like Combine. That was, I mean, we was coaching college basketball.
Okay. Like
every one of our kids was going to college, and then you was playing against the Ellis boys.
So was you there when y'all kind of went to the OT joint?
No, we left. We left, and then
before y'all came part of OT.
Yeah, we left, and Mike Wright,
Knuckle Wright,
to go. They went OT, but before that, like, man, we was playing against Josh Hall, Shaquille Moore. Like Lowe had a stick down there at West Central Christian. He had Quante. Like a lot of people didn't know none of these kids, but that Hoop State League, boy. You was coaching
Moravian.
college basketball.
They did
Moravian.
they had that
No,
kid that
Moravian
went
was
straight to the league.
Josh Hall.
Moravian was
Yeah, Josh Hall.
That's who beat us that first year. They beat
He
the
went,
brakes off.
didn't he go to OTE first, then go to the league?
Nah.
He went straight from Moravian to the league, right?
Yeah.
That's what I know.
And then they had Shaquille Moore. He was a dog.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, my boy was getting them down there, Moravian. Like I don't know what.
Yeah.
They had another kid that went to UNC Wilmington. I can't think of his name. Like, it was every.
Now it got to the point I was inquiring about Moravian. Like, bro, what is y'all doing down
Yeah,
here?
it was
Like, where is y'all located? How do I get a part of
That
it?
was right there.
too.
That was right
Yeah,
there.
it's like, how do I be a part of this right here, bro? Because you got something going on
And
down
they
here.
can shoot that ball.
And
When you
Chris-
watch his team.
Well, I was looking at their bodies more than anything else. Like the way
But if you ever,
the guys' bodies develop.
Yeah.
I did a podcast a couple years ago, and somebody asked me the question like, "Who was the hardest team you had to scout against?" I was like, "Moravian Prep," but they shoot so many threes.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
all of them shoot.
But like, it was being at Combine and Jeff getting the opportunity to go there, and then him taking me and taking Ken in there, and we was able to build it, and you know, forever grateful for that for those guys who gave us the opportunity. But like we built it, and then we left, and then you know, for a minute, you know what I'm saying, it was just Team Charlotte, and then all of a sudden then it was, shoot, boy, I'm finna get me a college job. And then when Jeff was like, you finna get your high school job, and it happened like that. So that's what that started at. You know, well, I ain't gonna necessarily say that because we was at Northside, and Jeff was the JV coach over there and the assistant with Dink and them, and then I was over there with the girls. But Combine really, you know what I'm saying, showed us that we kicked down the door. Because now Jeff is the head coach, and I'm associate head coach, and Kenan is assistant coach and scouting and all that, and recruiting. So like, it shows now that we kicked down the door. Now we who y'all said we wasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
So now those guys gave us the opportunity to showcase that, and then like we just took it and ran with it. And then the kids came and they brought in their family. I'm still in a group chat with all them. So like,
That's the beauty of it right there.
yeah. So it's like that's the big thing about I will say about Combine was in that Hoop State League, it wasn't too many rules.
Yeah.
It was, you know what I'm saying, get in the gym when you get in the gym. You want to work out.
Work out.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how it
it
should be,
was like IMG and all.
It seemed like I just had too many teams over there though.
Yeah, it was a lot of teams. It was a lot of teams.
Because when I talked to Rob, he said a lot of it was like it was just too many teams and only one gym.
Yeah. So that's
You know what I mean?
so that hurt.
You can get in the gym as much as you want to, but you still have to work around the schedule of you got a local team, international team, a post grad team, a regional team.
But I always will go back and say, if I didn't have that gym clear, that gym would have been clear.
No, for sure.
It was wild.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I seen many videos him and his brother and they're working out and everything like that. So
like, and that's what I will say about Rob though. Like he
work, yes.
He deserved everything.
Yeah.
He deserved everything they get.
So, fellas, I guess this is a perfect time to kind of jump into this real quick. Like again, you've mentioned Aaron Wiggins, Team Charlotte, Rob Dillingham. Y'all had him Combine. So you've seen NBA talent. You've coached NBA talent.
Ray-John Tucker,
Devon
Dobson.
My
that
bad.
Tyshawn Alexander kid was tough too.
That was
Tough.
My bad.
That's my dog.
I was
He
short
was tough.
circuiting
Yeah,
it.
crazy.
But y'all got a whole lot.
Yeah.
Y'all got a whole lot of this.
Yeah.
And then this is not even speaking towards the kids that y'all put into college.
Yeah.
And so I'll ask a two-part question. The first part of it will be, what makes a kid marketable? And we'll just put marketable for college right now.
So marketable or recruitable?
Almost closely interchangeable, but I understand how it's not the same.
I got you.
But we'll just use marketable right now. Like, this is a kid that I can shop out to some coaches, and these are hot names on, like, you know, like these are kids that I can market, help build my program XYZ. Like a lot of programs, especially new upstart programs, like they're not only recruiting or trying to have players recruited, but in essence, like they're marketing the kids, because the higher that this kid gets, the more this looks on the program in which I can bring in recruits, and like it's its own cycle.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I always tell the kids, you know what I'm saying, sometimes make your page marketable.
Okay.
Your social media is everybody on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody on social media, so they see everything. So you gotta keep it clean though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I get it. Like the kids, do kid stuff, but basketball is basketball. Like keep it basketball. You know what I'm saying? Market yourself off. And your coach got to do a good job. Like if you ever pay attention to my page, if you go look at my page, my kids on my page.
Yeah.
Like I put my kids on my page. Why? Because everybody else gonna see it too. Like they follow me, so they kind of know who they are.
Right.
So like I always share those big thing that I'm learning. I learned is to do graphics. Like doing the graphics now. I do the graphics for the Garinger boys basketball team. So like I always trying to talk about my kids because and the same thing in Team Charlotte. Like I run the Team Charlotte Instagram. And so like I'm always trying to post something they doing, whatever they doing. Like I got a clip of Cam that I just posted when he got his offer the other day on the Team Charlotte thing. Like congrats. Like we always trying to promote our kids and show like, hey, this kid doing this kid doing that. And even when they got something going on, like we had a couple kids who went into the clothing side. Hey, coach, can you wear this and take a picture in it? Post it for me. So it's like that. You gotta be able to know. You gotta have a plan for the kids, and the kids got to have a plan too. What they want, Like sometimes you have to sit down and like, what do you want? Right. Like, what do you want to get out of this as on the marketing side? Because everybody don't make it. Right. So now you got the NIL. So now they're looking at your Instagram and how many followers you got. Yeah. Like Rob and Jaden Elk said that blue check before that blue, you could pay for that blue check. Yeah, they sure did. Like they already had that blue check. So people was like, man, you coach at Combine, you can get the blue check. Man, but you gotta make your page open. No, I'm not opening my page. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that blue check was important back then. Yeah. Now you can pay for it. You can pay for it and buy it. Now people paying for it just to get their voice out there. That's their marketing style. That's how they get everything across. So like I always tell my kids, like, you market yourself how you carry yourself. So carry yourself the right way, man. Like, don't be out here posting nothing you ain't got no business posting. Right. Like it's gonna get seen. Somebody gonna screenshot it.
For sure.
Like somebody gonna screenshot it. So like marketing the kids off, man, like it's
what they call them, finsters.
Yeah. It's a job.
If somebody then found they weren't your finster, just relax.
Yeah, like so it's a job. It's a job. As a coach, social medias, man, and then they don't have these kids. I don't learn them now. They don't have the coaches don't follow the main page. It's their spam page. Yeah. So they have a spam page they follow you on. Then you follow them on that one. They don't never post nothing on that one. Then they got their real page they hide. Yeah. So like I don't figure that out. Like I don't find all that out now. So now I done got them. Like, so now I tell the kids like, man, you got me out here talking to college coaches about you, and then you're doing crazy stuff on social media. So it's all about cleaning your social media up, man. Your social media got to be clean, bro. It's got to be clean. Yeah. Like, cause they're looking for anything because they don't need you. No, like I can go get a 20-year-old already. Yeah, like that's ready already. So that's where you get yourself looked at sometimes, posting your clips and doing certain things like that. Like I tell my kids all the time, post your clips, keep your page clean. You know what I'm saying? Like be on all the social medias, but be clean on the social medias. Don't be going live doing nothing, cussing and talking crazy and all that stuff. So like
I even tell them quit using the lyrics on songs. Use instrumentals.
Yeah.
That's instrumentals.
Oh, to like when you post.
Yeah, but because you got to think about like who's watching it, and I know with the change of times, coaches are basically just kind of taking it with a grain of salt. Like, this is the time they're gonna play that kind of music though. But think about this right here: a song come on, they say the worst lyrics in the first 10 seconds of the song. I'm strolling. I'm strolling past that. You know what I mean? So think about what they
the kids they on the punch in rap now too. But they just say anything. But then it be offbeat.
It'd be offbeat. You be like, it'd be out of category, out of pocket. It don't have nothing to do with the video. Like
don't got nothing to do with basketball.
Research some basketball songs that go along with stuff like Slam with Onyx or something.
I'm gonna tell you the hottest song that I see these kids posting a lot.
The Drake
is Drake over my dead body.
Oh, they do that.
And they post that song on a lot of days.
Yeah. Right now, the hot one is that what is it? The look away or look now. QJ, what's the song? Because I feel like you done did it.
When you cross somebody over,
and they cross away, and it's like what is it called? Did I lose you? Did I lose you? And every time it's somebody getting crossed,
fancy or something like that.
But I always tell people like, don't be a follower. When you're marking yourself off, like you gotta tap into a different type of trend. Like
man, give me the old. I'm playing nothing but old school. I'm gonna tap into what the guys that's recruiting me listen to.
When
I'm gonna put Luther. I'm gonna have
Giving somebody his.
And I'll give you a prime example of that. I was doing Twitch.
Yeah.
When I first started, they were laughing at me. The kids laughing at me. Man, Twitch. Look
what that name.
Now,
look what
now,
everybody
now the same kids that were laughing at me got Twitch.
Yeah.
I be looking at them like, I'm live. What you mean live? You were laughing at me when I was doing it.
And I was live
because I'm older, so that's why they was laughing at me. Why?
Because Twitch was popular doing it when COVID hit, and then COVID hit. Then what's the game everybody play?
2K.
Fortnite. No, Fortnite hit.
Yeah.
Fortnite.
Twitch was like real big on Fortnite. Matter of fact, LaMelo Ball made it popular during COVID. He was on Twitch, recording himself playing the game, and then everybody started doing that.
And then 2K got popular that year. 2K.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So everybody was in the house playing 2K.
Oh no, you can't have nothing else to do.
And that's what Duke
all the Vic points.
And that's what all those when everybody look at it, AMP or wherever that little group is, Duke Dennis and Kai.
Yeah.
2K.
Yeah.
That's what they came from.
Yeah.
Like all of them, Davis, all of them, they came from 2K.
Yeah.
That year, 2K20, they blew up.
AMP crew for sure.
Yeah.
AMP crew.
So I guess I'll say this to continue segueing the conversation. Speaking about Marketable, and you like y'all have given very fair advice, especially kids, like Instagram. Clean that Instagram up.
Please.
I also said get used to talking.
Mm-hmm.
Talk on camera whenever you can, because of if you're trying to pitch an NIL, they actually want you to sell their product.
I mean, you got to communicate.
Talk.
Yeah.
And
Comfortably,
especially if you don't just only have a Mikey Williams follower where you could just post it and that's just it.
Mm-hmm.
You probably want to be able to articulate a thing and be able to talk, and especially now where you have at everybody's favorite different versions of tournaments. There's a little reporter there.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think about their media training you almost early now? And that's
let me say one caveat to that is.
Mm-hmm.
Young men and young ladies, please learn how to text grammatically correct.
Oh yeah. That's not even a caveat. That's an add-on.
Because what's going on is now the first sign of interest is a text message.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
I heard that.
And if I get a text message back to the coach and it's just saying "What up?" WATUP with a thumbs no.
That's not how we.
None of that TTY.
None of that TT. Yeah. Get away all the acronyms, all the euphemism of using the letter
35
U
and up adults.
Yeah.
Instead of using U versus YOU, let's really act like we're writing a paper.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Let's really sound educated in a sense and know what's going on, because literally that can be that one opportunity that you mess up because you don't know how to communicate efficiently with an adult.
Wayne, can I real quick on what you said? If my cousin watching, you just hit it. She hit me the other day and said, "Oh, my son received a text message. We ain't answer that." I was like, "Nah, what you mean you ain't answer that?"
Whoa.
Yeah, so cuz Wayne just confirmed that the text message will come to your kid. You need to answer that because there could be an offer or something.
You should be answering that with acknowledgement, with appreciation.
Yeah,
I mean, it should be thank you, coach, for reaching out to me. I appreciate you even acknowledging me as a basketball as a player, as a student athlete. What are some of the things I can work on that you seen? You know what I mean? And literally what these coaches are doing is seeing how they can engage you verbally, or even though it's through text, it's still verbal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So they want to see how are you going to take advantage of this opportunity?
Mm-hmm.
My son had a conversation with the coach. He said, "Yo, you can hit me up anytime." I say, "Bro, don't ask me no more questions."
Yeah.
And not to be fun, I'm saying right now you have a resource.
Yeah.
Resources that you can contact. Or even if it's a question, even if it's an answer of a question, still show that you're engaged by just even entertaining that coach and be like, "Hey, coach, what's up?"
But it's just even the fact of relationship building. We all know this whole thing is based off of relationships too.
And then I'm gonna give the kids something if they're watching.
Yeah.
Take your phone off, do not disturb.
Please.
Man,
man.
You gonna do not disturb like you work 8 hours.
Right.
Man, take your phone because you're missing that phone call. You might be missing that chance.
Yeah.
That opportunity.
You're missing a blessing anytime that phone
you don't even know.
And it goes straight to you.
I ain't got time to call you back again to make sure your phone rings.
And this is what I told one of my kids. I called him, didn't answer the phone. was gonna cash up him some $20.
Yeah.
No, you need it. Yeah, no, you need some little money right
Called me
quick.
about 2-3 hours later. Coach, man, my phone was on Do Not Disturb, man, but I seen it. The call, come. Something he said.
Yeah.
Something he said to me.
They can still see
And I
it.
said, I said, yeah, man, you done missed out on the blessing I had for you. You didn't answer the phone. And I called you. But when you call me, I gotta answer the phone. You always want me to answer.
Yeah.
So now you done lost out on your little $20. All I heard was, you know who it was.
Yeah.
Coach, man, I'm gonna take my phone out to the stuff. I still sent it to him, but it was the lesson right there.
But hold on, what is it, cameraman? What is it? What do not disturb? Does that make y'all seem important, or like your phone ringing a lot, or what does it do? Huh? You don't use it? Okay.
Then
I want to know.
My thing is, it be do not disturb during the daytime.
Yeah.
It's a group chat.
I can understand at 9 o'clock. Okay, all right, y'all. I'm winding down. 10 o'clock, I'm winding down. But your phone on do not disturb at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and you ain't got no job, and you ain't got nothing to do.
Man, they phones be on do not disturb at nighttime, and they still be up to 1 or 2 o'clock.
Yeah, in the morning on the game.
That
3 in the morning.
It's just something they created. Like, that's what it is. Like that's what they created.
I want explanation. If we got a youngin in the live, please tell us what do not disturb mean for y'all.
What's the benefits of it?
Yeah.
If we do some quick housekeeping, you said you on Twitch, so you already know this spiel right here. One, make sure that y'all all go like the video. Make sure y'all comment in the chat right now. We see all of y'all that's sitting, y'all are watching. I'll actually give y'all this. As we start to eventually wind down the episode, type in some questions that y'all like. If y'all got some quick hitters that y'all want us to answer, want us to speak to, hit it. Again, we got girls coach.
Yeah.
We have program director, head coach, basketball dad. And
he made it sound so.
He's just gonna keep running with it.
I'm gonna run with it till it's done.
A good dope trainer. Let me add to his dope trainer.
I got a question for you. When he done, he's going back.
Say it again.
When he's done, when QJ done, are you going back to coaching?
Yeah. He got a little one in there.
Oh
I gonna be
dope. Yeah, Juju, little Juju.
That's the one who was trying to get my book the other day.
Yeah.
She was talking about her play now.
Yeah.
I don't keep that book now because she gave me her autograph that day.
And with some money later on.
Oh yeah.
Right. What I will say is that, like, for me, especially this year, like, this might be like the first completely hands-off year that I've had. And I've enjoyed it. Like, I was just sitting there on the side. Like, you was beside me at one of the games. Like, I'm just kind of like able to just sit there and not be like as invested. I'm kind of like chilling. I got the little one right there, and I'm watching the game, and I can kind of just only be in dad mode. Yeah. And like,
I try.
As you go through the ranks,
hey, you be patient.
I try.
You did good this past weekend, though.
Yeah, Wayne wasn't too bad this past.
It was good this past weekend.
Yeah, you wasn't too bad.
The last game I seen you act, the boy, you was around the whole gym.
Oh, no,
he walked a couple laps around that.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Listen. The situation that did happen. I seen him walk by. I don't think Wayne realized who it was. The other guy, he gave him quick, and then he kept walking.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, we good. We passed that. We're past that.
We passed all those moments, man. Looking back at it, it was fun to have the moments. Of course, in the moment, it looks one way though, but when you look at it, man, it's like it's some black men that really care about black kids.
Competition.
And in the midst of it, they've been competitive in their life and they're competing against each other, but also realizing it ain't about us.
Yeah.
It ain't about us, bro. You know what I mean? Like we may have had a moment that it appeared it was about us, but when it all boils down, we know outside of the competition mode, it's what up, bro. How you been? How the team doing?
Yeah.
How your son doing? Man. You know what I mean? How the fam.
And then let's also be real, like especially if you've coached your kid for a long enough time, there's a space where you have to hide your emotions because you're coaching your kid. Then once you finally able to like just be on the sideline, like I seen he had a shot this weekend. I'm like, like I'm able to when you're on the sideline, you can't. Really
No, you can't
because the parents watching, the kids
Daddy
watching,
ball.
the favoritism,
Daddy ball,
all these words.
Yeah,
that's why I was glad I was at home Sunday based on the game I had because I was at the crib. Crazy part about it was I'm on the phone with a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, your boy turning up. I was like, I ain't even see. I had to cut the game on to see what was going on because at times I try to stay away from it.
That reel look good, bro.
Yeah, I try to stay away from it because he's at a point right now where, by me being in the school, I don't want to overdo things. You know what I mean? So I keep it at a very minimum.
Yeah,
like I could have been to every game this weekend, but I literally chose to go do
make
other things.
Man up. You
know what I mean? Because I'm loving to see what he does when I'm not there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I love to witness it and watch it, but I can also watch it from afar and still
be a fan.
Yeah, because for me, it's like I know what we do.
Yeah,
it just be the joy of seeing it actually come to fruition and it matriculates from.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting a lot of joy with that and Q and all them little guys. Just seeing all them.
No, so like, and me and Q was just talking about it.
It's good watching it,
bro. After this year, we're gonna be able to sit back. He's gonna say, from second grade to now, the line of players I played with, it may be considered one of the greatest group of guys in my class.
Yeah,
a lot of defense.
Yeah, it is.
Like you think about like if you start like the initial Team United group, then you go to the grind group, then you go back to the Team United. You got Bubba. He like 6'9". He top 20. You got sequels. You got and that's going. Sequel just reclassed up to go play football.
Talking about football, and I got Trey football. I got Barry football. You know, I got kids that's like.
What happened to that big stocky guard you had? I used to like him with the dreads.
Are you talking about?
No, he's talking about Savion. That's football.
That's football.
He got easy D1. He just went on a visit to Syracuse?
No, I know he went to VTech and he went to Clemson.
So he was tough.
I'll say this though. I heard y'all say who they played for. They ain't never coming with it to that real though. That Team Charlotte.
Listen, the kid. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Hey Sam, I know you said that you ain't coached like inside like middle school and like inside that area.
Yeah,
we ran across Team Charlotte. Middle school was BTA.
BTA.
We talking about like 50 pieces.
But guess what? Last time I coached against Team United 17s.
Damn, that was like last year.
So
that was last year.
That's that 17 ball.
Yeah,
that's that grown man ball. That's no kid ball. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about them 50 balls in middle school. Ain't nobody paying that no attention. Right. At the end of the day.
Hey, you right about that?
You know what I'm saying? So now when they get up into the big boy ball, and then you got to see me on the sideline. I say a couple words to you, and y'all say something to me. Oh, it's on now. It's on now. Like but that's the atmosphere that we created with Team United. Right. Like shout out them dudes. Because that right there, Team United, CP3, Team Curry, you know, our
team loaded,
but we created a whole environment where it was like.
Dog eat dog.
We were getting popped by everybody on middle school, and then we was winning on high school level, and then they was beating us on high school level because the same day where we beat Team United 17s, we lost to their 16.
I about to say the 16 team.
The 16 But then I didn't make no excuses. But my thing was, man, we did what we came up to show because I told my kids the night before, like, I'm putting the mask on now.
Yeah.
So like this is rivalry. This is about the city. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't care about none of this. And that's what it was. And we went out there and we did what we did. And then Joe had to come back and get me on the back end. Yeah. But it was that's the environment that we created.
I ain't gonna lie. Like the toughest thing is because I've had like a similar scenario, like winning the game after the big game, especially if you're in a tournament. If like say the big game is the semifinals and not the finals.
Yeah,
that's the harder game. It's the harder game to win. Because I'm gonna be honest, like
because your kids don't want to play no more.
The kids this weekend they play Queens Grant, and like Queens Grant is one of them games where like they grew up with all the kids, so they wanted to make sure. And then like Queens Grant, they got a couple.
Got the players, they got the O's. You know what I mean? So like,
and so they played Queens Grant early in the year, and it's a weird game because optically, like they played them in the starters, they went up by like 15. But this is when they was doing a JV varsity split. So then they threw the varsity, JV in like second half, not second half.
Chambers
like,
did.
Yeah, Chambers. They threw JV in the second part of the first, like each half. And so Team Charlotte might have ended up winning. Not Team Charlotte, my bad.
Queens Grant
ended up winning by like maybe 10 or something like that. But when the varsity was in, it was always up. It was up like 15, then it was up by like 10, something like that. And so like the score said one thing, but then like the kids, and then like I know him, like he wanted to win. He was like, I don't know why.
Yeah, mine the same way.
Like,
Look, you done gave them confidence, ain't he?
Right.
We was
I got you, bro.
And I was like, I get it. They doing something, so
Right.
But I get it. Like y'all competitors, y'all. So for them, they was like, now we gotta go ahead and make sure that we erase that and make sure they understand what's happening.
Yeah.
And so like for that game, they wanted to make sure they won the way that they wanted to win. I put it like that.
Yeah.
That next game though, they played a team that was probably 2 steps lower.
Yeah.
And ended up being like a 4-point game because they had that.
You spent everything.
They had that big moment.
Yeah.
And then that game after, like you kind of just
you ain't even ready.
It's hard to get kids. It's hard to get kids to play that next game. That they play the big game. Like my kids, like, they already did what they did.
We did what we had came from.
And so like, and me just being who I am, man, let's play. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not gonna leave just because we playing this. Let's play. Like let's go play. And like, we lost the game. I ain't really care about it. Like it came down to that 17-year-old game.
Yeah.
Like, Jeff just left. This is where it came from. I can say it now. I can say it.
Yeah.
Somebody tweeted and said, and I caught the tweet, they can't beat us without Jeff. So I already you ready. Like, what you mean? Can't be. Man, he raised me. He knew what it was.
Yeah.
Like, he know. Now y'all finna find out. And I said it on the sideline. Man, ain't nothing changed.
I like that.
I was there. I heard it all. I was there.
But you gotta understand something though. You was there. And I didn't say nothing to them people until they start talking to me.
Oh no.
I didn't say nothing until they start talking to me.
Yeah.
I didn't say nothing.
Nah, in a sense, I'm sitting there watching like, dang. I can only imagine how I'd be acting if I was in this game. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of how them games are. You know what I mean? Like we was talking about this before. It's like you couldn't have told me 6 years ago I wasn't going to be coaching EYBL on a Team 19.
Yeah,
based on the matriculation we were going through from the time.
Yeah.
So it wasn't in the plan for me to do that. But you couldn't tell me differently though. But at the same time, when I go and watch. Of course, I'm partial to one side, but at the same time, I'm partial to great basketball and great shit. You know what I mean? Like, I love to see. I love to see both coaches in their zone. I love to see the players in their zone. I love to see the parents in their zone. Like them atmospheres. Like literally, we was talking about. Like you say, ain't nobody care about middle school, but we had one of the dopest middle school games ever. Between Team United and CP3.
Oh yeah, them games I was getting the middle school CP3 and Team United.
So this game
I watched them on YouTube.
This game we was up by 17. We was up by 17. Like the Warren said, the couch itself. We talked about this and everything. Literally,
this is one of them ones. Right?
And what changed in that game wasn't the game itself. It was the atmosphere around it. Our game became the game.
Yeah.
To where like it was like
all the kids.
It was the end of a Sunday.
Going around
it's championship. CP3 and Team United teams are in mostly all championships right now. So the games that ended, our game is the last one going on the main court at Carolina Courts Concord. And literally it turned from no pressure. We about to get this clock running. I remember, one of my coaches was like, hey, man, hit that three so we get this clock going and get up out of here. To where it was like, oh shit. It's 12. Oh, it's 10. And it's 9.
That momentum started.
Boy. We can't even get the ball in bounds. They calling now 5-second violations. They ain't even no 5-second violation. Oh Lord, we can't.
You remember that gym to gym?
Oh yeah,
in Atlanta. Lights went out.
Lights went out.
Super Bowl.
So y'all had to win when the lights went out. So
I had my CP3. Right
so we've all had the moments though. But what you I was going to say is like I literally within that game, I paused for a second. Like literally as a coach, and I literally paused and looked around, was like, dang, man, this is dope.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I played in one of the greatest high school rivalries in North Carolina history. I played in Independence West Charlotte rivalry. I've never played a game. The rivalry's so big, I've never played a home game at Independence. Our games at Bojangles.
Yeah.
Coliseum sold out.
Tell me this. This is quick sidebar.
Yeah.
Money.
Why don't they
do that? Money.
Like Chambers North is got
money,
but you make more money.
No, you don't.
How?
No, you don't.
Explain this to me.
So you have to rent the facility for one.
Okay, so
renting the facility and the insurance and the refs and the security, all that goes into that.
Oh,
yeah. So
there's no partnership to be made
there? Yeah, like I would think.
What you mean partnership?
Like whether you partner with Bojangles and you put their name on it and then make
their name was already on it.
Yeah, and they good.
Yeah,
they're already getting paid.
They don't need
the partnership you need is to do with the other school. And they're not trying to give up that money.
What happened to the other little joint? What was the other little
Grady Code?
Yeah, the Grady Code.
I mean, it's still all the same thing.
Yeah. Oh damn.
You have to agree to one. Then you have to.
And I say this. Why would you want to move it?
Yeah,
atmospheres like Chambers and no black, like crazy.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, like
in that rivalry, why would you want to move it?
I ain't gonna lie,
I understood it.
I wouldn't mind moving it out of that North Mech gym.
No, North Mech, they have a new gym built though.
I done been there so many times.
Yeah,
and every time I start looking around and be like, am I claustrophobic?
Yeah,
because it's hot.
But that's their environment.
My anxiety.
That's how Duke Stadium is.
That's how
Duke Stadium. So it's big on TV, but when you in there,
you can't tell me we're gonna move to Duke and knock on game from the Dean Dome and Coach K.
Put it in the Charlotte Coliseum. You're not gonna do that.
I guess.
So, but it's also the same as like what North Mech's about to have a new gym built. So 2028, they have a whole new gym.
It'll be gone.
You'll be gone, but I'm just saying in a situation where they finally invested back into the school.
Yeah,
because I think it seemed like they're the last school of the original schools that have.
It is so weird because they have the most dominant basketball program.
Well, East Mech,
you would have thought that it had been done.
But the school is
East Mech gym.
East Mech gym is still the same. North Mech gym. West Mech has their old gym. South Mech has their old gym.
Yeah, West Mech got a new gym.
And Garinger still got.
And Garinger still got the old gym.
Okay.
Myers Park just built the new gym. They had the old gym. Providence has the oldest gym.
Yeah.
But it's actually built. It was built to withstand.
All that.
A capacity. Like literally, the conference tournament used to be at Providence.
When we went to Providence and played this year, I was like, it's dark in here. Yeah. It just felt dark. Yeah. East Mech felt dark to me.
East Mech felt dark.
And it's little. I'm like,
yeah.
And so you know what I'm saying.
That's how the West Charlotte used to feel.
So the old Hardin felt that way.
Yeah.
Not the new Hardin. The old Hardin gym felt dark. You know what I mean? So. Some of these schools, it's good to finally see them actually getting the makeover. But yeah, East Mech and North Mech are like the last two schools to actually be made over in Charlotte. And Providence too, because there's no reason to have to make over that gym in a sense due to capacity though. But it's probably one of the older gyms, but that's one of their few original gyms still left in Charlotte though. But to your point, the money goes into that.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to give their home court advantage.
Right.
The last time it was actually done was the year that West Charlotte played RJK with Pat Cartier, and they played against Ivan and them at
your boy that went to Duke.
But the reason why they moved the game because one of the players on RJK went on Twitter was saying the N word and all that stuff like that, so they moved the game to Chambers.
That was one of the Maze boys, wasn't it?
I
can't remember who.
I ain't gonna put it on nobody.
My bad. My bad. It was. Whoever the court, they became a quarterback. I think they went to the league.
Yeah, if I'm Drake May.
No, it wasn't the May. That's Huff. That's Huff. You think about Huff? This RJ
Yeah,
this kid was RJ
But this was the
This is during that
West
time
Charlotte
with Luke,
Pat, right?
Yeah, West Charlotte Pat. But they had played Luke May earlier that year.
Okay.
Then they had Drake May came later on. Yeah, but
Drake came later on. So Drake was at Myers Park.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought it wasn't Myers Park that the issue was with. Okay,
the issues with RJ. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I did have a comment that they wanted us to speak about the new conference alignment in CMS.
Yeah. I love it.
What did y'all thoughts?
I love it.
I like
Coach.
And I don't care.
No, I mean, reason why
I ain't from here.
Yeah.
So he doesn't understand the
So I
history
don't
of it,
understand. Like I don't like me. I'm just man. Who are we scheduled to play? I got the schedule now. That's who we playing.
We coming.
Yeah.
But now I know West Charlotte, that little conference y'all in over there.
We got to
So like that's football and basketball.
I think they call it Power 6 or Super 6.
Yeah.
And track.
So
You talking about West Charlotte?
this
Mallet
conference
Creek,
is very
North Mech, Chambers. Who I'm missing?
Mallet Creek.
Butler. Yeah. Like
So this
it's no
conference-
off night.
No.
This
No
reminds me
That's
a
good
lot-
basketball
this
right
reminds
there
me a lot of
too.
my senior
Real good
year.
basketball every time.
So my senior year in Charlotte, that's when they went from adding some of the Cabarrus County schools. So it went from Southwestern 4A to they made two conferences. We went to it was Mecca 7 and Queen and Southwestern 4A. Then they switched the conferences up to where we moved to Southwestern 4A. And I say, not Southwestern, but Mecca 8. And I say, I'm talking about Independence. So the conference was Independence, West Charlotte, Hopewell first year, North Mech, West Mech, Central Cabarrus, Hardin, and I'm missing one more, Independence. So that was the conference. And on the other side, they had the other Mech teams, which were South Mech and East Mech, Providence, Garinger, Myers Park, Northwest Cabarrus. I'm missing somebody. I can't think right now. Waddell. And Waddell. This one, Waddell was there. So this resembles that conference to me because like literally like now there are no nights off. And nothing against any school, but there were times previously in conferences where you looked on the schedule, you penciled a win in. Be it football, basketball. Now it's like there's no pencil. It's better. It's more so you better get your game film right, get your game plan right. Put your big girl drawers on, put your big boy drawers on.
As a parent, I'm just excited to be in the gym. Like,
sure.
Like,
literally every game was a sellout game to a certain
I'm about to
extent.
say that, like the Butler Chambers game last year was pretty much a sellout.
Yeah.
But then the Mallet Creek Chambers game is always a sellout. Then you go to North Mech Chambers is always a sellout. The Independence Chambers game was turned. Like
was sold out.
I love Independence. They right up the street from me.
Yeah.
So like I was like, damn, like I like this environment over here. Like
I'm
every
the
single
gym.
game was turned.
As a coach now, I say,
Who in your conference?
Yeah, I was trying to ask him that.
us, West Mech, Huff, South Mech,
South Mech tough.
Hopewell,
Okay.
and somebody else. I'm forgetting who it's somebody else.
But y'all are 8-8 on, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so now when I look at that conference,
Y'all can get a couple.
Yeah.
it's a conference where we can get some wins. And you're gonna have to play every night in that conference too.
Oh, no, for sure.
Because now everybody building.
Yeah. And West Mech is another developing program.
So like
I like what
everybody.
Chris is over there.
Chris
right?
over there.
Yep.
I
And
like
so
what he's doing.
With Lux over there as the AD.
Yeah.
Oh,
I want to see who
Hey,
Eric gonna
Lux
bring
is
in
a-
hard.
I'm slowly looking like
they're harder now.
he's a guy that's
The whole West
like,
side is
AD, like he's kind of a program changer. Like when I start looking at like the branding, it's like everything down the line, I was like,
Well, he's done a great job of building relationships over his time with Chambers to where when he made the move, it was he had resources to aid him in that
and making
move.
sure that he knew how to
So
kind of
where and then he's done a great job of the coaches he's hiring,
Yes.
the people he's putting around his programs.
yes.
So like you look at it, same thing with you over there at Garinger, just like the people you bring in, the brand you're trying to build, that's the biggest thing with everything you're doing with these type of programs that people look at as inferior. And the way you build it, you're not going to build it outside. It's going to be within. It's going to be the players that you can have in your program, in like you say, in the hallway that you can touch every day. You can have in the gym every day. You can really see their matriculation, them growing every day. So that's what's going to build these type of programs. It's not going to be just built from a transfer in.
If you look at the whole West Side, Team United.
Yeah.
It really is though.
Monopoly.
It really is.
So I said,
Not gonna imagine what Ed gonna do once he get the now he had hard. Not gonna imagine what Ed gonna do.
so somebody said to
That
me,
mansion on
somebody
there.
said to me that was like, you know, when I made that decision to come back, everybody was like, "Sell that, you knew what you was doing.
Oh, for sure.
You're trolling."
Yeah.
I said, oh, yeah, you're right. I'm I'm trolling. Cause I'm letting them know I ain't going nowhere. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? That's what I like.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I can't say it, but you know, somebody, my campus was like, I wouldn't have scheduled a certain game if I known this person was gonna be coaching there. So now I got that circle.
Yeah.
Oh,
I gotta get that one.
Yeah, we want that
shit circle.
You gotta get that one.
Now I'm gonna show you who I am. And then when it's over with,
if I was Messi, I would throw out the name that I think.
Yeah,
But I already think I understand it. We'll chop it up.
I feel like it's been said. We ain't got rolled over.
And the crazy part is,
we ain't gotta get there.
And I said, because I'm cool with Ed.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
for sure.
Turn.
Man, we just doing the same thing.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
like we're doing the same thing. Like we're doing the same thing. Like
yeah.
That's like me saying.
Yeah.
That's like me saying, though. You know, what I'm saying. Now let me move out of North Carolina and let me go home to Marlboro County. Now what's up?
Yeah.
Now I'm home. Yeah. Like everybody home now. Everybody coaching. They went to school at. Yeah. I'm not. I ain't from here. But now let me circle back and go down to Marlboro County. And now I'm home. Yeah. Now my city behind me. Yeah. Now what it look like? You know what I'm saying? Now I'm having to go into Garinger and build it with the alumni.
That's dope though.
And move differently and do that. Yeah. But now let me go back home and I got the hood and I got this. You know what I'm saying? Everybody behind me because I already know how they gonna come. Because I know how they going behind, you know, Buster that's there now, that play there. So I know what it looks like. So now if I go home,
he's benefit from an independence.
Yeah.
He's
an
independence guy.
Yeah.
That coach.
When you home,
yeah,
like you got the whole city behind you now. Like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? So
for
like,
sure.
But I'm glad. You know, Ed got that job. We need. That's what the kids need.
It's up there. They need basketball in Charlotte.
Basketball coaches, not science teachers.
Hey, we talked about that.
What you say? You don't want that guy, Mr. Jimberg, coaching environmental science to come in there trying to teach.
Hey, we want you in there
playing 2-3
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Right.
Could you imagine Rob playing for the science teacher?
Right.
Like, man,
come on, man.
The science teacher in there running 4 corners offense.
Right.
Because they want you. Because they want you on campus, and it's rightfully so. Like, you know,
it makes sense though.
And I had to look at it from that standpoint. Like, all right, I got to go on campus. Yeah. But like at the end of the day, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, like, now give me some leeway.
Yeah, they got to. You got to work with me.
Give me some leeway. So, you know what I'm saying, like, all right, now work with me.
Yeah.
Now, I'm doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
Work with me now. Work with me. But at the end of the day, like I'm ready for the next chapter of that. Like,
all right, so
I'm ready to see it.
So, fellas, I'm gonna give us a quick segue as we start winding down the pod. Again, we love grassroots. Yeah, we love talking about high school basketball. We even like talking to and about college, but it always gets spicy with the league. So
especially with the man to the left of me,
right.
Right of Sims,
the guy that I love.
It always get a little spicy when we get to the league. So I guess I'm gonna throw to you first. I don't know your team, but so let us know who your team is. I know you put some guys in the league. Who you root for, and then from there we'll get into like some of these moves that's gonna make, or we might kind of like crunch it into the biggest moves.
But keep it a sweep it.
Yeah. That's been made. Yeah. But Sim, talk to us.
My favorite team, Miami Heat. Okay. Standard.
Pat Riley.
It's just a standard. Like, you don't know change. We don't care about your name. Like, we don't care about your name. So like at the end of the day, like that's like, you know, like I like the Miami Heat, and the reason why I like
the coach's program. Your second favorite got to be the Spurs then.
No.
Oh, okay. I've reached.
I don't really have a second favorite team.
I like Miami because just the way they have a certain kind of like standard.
Yeah.
Like body fat standard, conditioning, who you are as a player,
it's a place
as a
where
person.
as a coach you can be a coach. They're almost running like a college program.
That wasn't the reason why I like them. NBA on NBC.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, they're my team right here. I like
fighting the Knicks and everything. They fighting
all the time. Yeah,
they fighting Joe. They fighting the Knicks. They fighting.
So when people,
Indiana, everybody.
So when people ask me,
Tim Hardaway,
yeah,
TJ Brown.
Before LeBron and Dwayne Wade got out, was already like Lonzo Mourning, all them,
PJ
Thomas,
PJ Brown.
PJ Brown.
So like, nah, like it didn't happen. Like, oh, LeBron went there and that's my favorite. No. Like I've been rocking with Miami all my life. Now I'm mad because when we're doing it in the offseason, Pat Riley lied to us. At the end of the year, and said our team was gonna look the same, but we still look the same. You ain't made no moves yet.
Who did y'all draft? Did y'all draft?
We drafted the kid from Illinois.
Okay,
guard. I like him though. He got a little twist. He got a little.
They trying to trade Andrew Wiggins right now.
Yeah, we're trying to get rid of Wiggins.
Trying to get Wiggins in the deal. He went to LA.
That was the Wiggins.
Wiggins to LA for like Rui and I think Dalton.
Oh, you can't get rid of Rui.
Yeah, you can.
Man,
Rui for Wiggins,
money wise,
they'll definitely.
Yeah, money wise, but I mean,
you still got Jared Vanderbilt that you paying less money.
You gonna get,
but he ain't never healthy though.
I'm just saying you paying less money.
But you'll get Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, you gonna
be in there.
Yeah, they've been there before.
You'll make that trade.
Like right now with LeBron, like you got to get.
You got to put everything right here to win now.
Like you look at the West,
it's turn
smoke out there.
The East is easy because everybody got hurt in the East.
Don't get me started about LeBron James. Next subject.
LeBron James.
But all right, so I guess like the biggest splash that did happen. How y'all feel about that Rockets KD move? They've also.
I about to say I can't feel a certain way till they got then finished the whole trade because they're talking about it might end up being like 7 teams involved in just that one trade. But they're talking about really expanding the trade out to where it makes sense for all the teams. Money. Yeah,
and it's a bigger and maybe the biggest trade ever.
Yeah, make it the biggest trade ever. Be 7 teams involved.
By principle, they know that he's going there.
Yeah,
that's the thing that is agreed on. But they have brung in a lot more pieces. They've started bringing in the veterans. Like a critique that was like, damn, Durant's about to go play with like the kids to an extent. You got Segun, you have
Segun, nice too.
But you still got Van Fleet that's been there for a minute. You still got Jeff Green. Van Fleet.
But now they're starting to bring in the
pieces. Jeff Green still there.
Is he really?
But then you get rid of the glue guy that you just was talking about, Dylan Brooks. How do you do that, man?
But like you push him out, but Amon Thompson is going to end up.
And then
I love Amon Thompson.
And you still brought in somebody like Dorian Finney-Smith.
And then you still
then Dorian.
And then they got Reed Shepherd.
Who played last year.
Listen, that's. He's a PG glue guy.
Yeah. That's what I said about Rob. Like,
and they got Eason. They
Tari Eason. Even
and they got Cam Whitmore. They got Whitmore.
Jabari Smith is
I like Whitmore.
6'10" glue guy.
Yeah, so
they got guys.
You got pieces, bro.
Yeah.
And then you had the best defense last year.
And then you got to understand Kevin Durant can shoot out basketball.
And then you got Ime Udoka over there running that show over there.
Oh yeah, he gonna keep it in line.
He done showed y'all in 2 years of coach. My last year as a coach, I've been to the finals. I've been to the daggone the divisions.
Yeah,
like what's up?
So with the moves that have been made, are the Rockets the favorite coming out the West?
No, but I'm gonna say this: I'm part of me still wanted to see Jalen with Durant and not Jalen leave though. But I wanted to see that.
They're just
part of me wanted to see that. You know what I'm saying?
I get it though, but at the same time, it really just caused a problem for Phoenix. Like they got 3 guards to play the same position.
They
where does leave Bill now?
But my thing with that though would be like having Durant with Jalen. I think that team wise, it makes more sense to keep Amon and Sengun.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, like Jalen, like if you have to like decide which of those 3, I'm getting rid of Jalen.
We just seen that it didn't work with Devin Booker and Durant.
Yeah.
And Jalen Green is similar to that.
Yeah. That's almost perfect.
So now, like, you
got Almond that can really grow into a position of being like an Iguodala.
No, he most definitely can.
He can definitely be an Iguodala type player, but they really and even take it to a whole different level.
I just don't see nobody beating the Thunder.
Me neither.
Okay.
No, they're coming back with everything they had.
Yeah.
And health.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. He coming back with everything they had in health. Denver just traded away Michael Porter Jr. for Cam Johnson. I mean,
I think that's a low
money wise and defensive wise, it makes so much sense.
They won that trade.
They definitely did, but I don't think that pushes them forward over the Thunder.
but they did bring back Brucey B. They brought back
they brought back Brucey. Yeah.
And they brought back another piece. Damn, I can't remember his name.
I will say this though. Ant-Man.
Yeah.
He scared me.
Yeah, I think, but and that's the thing is that
who said that shit? If he learned how to play with his back to the basket,
well, they said he with MJ now. He said the whole summer he locked in with MJ.
He would have done it.
And then
that's what they said. I said you ain't see that. They said he locking in with MJ.
If Rudy Gobert can space that floor,
boy,
Ant-Man be Ant-Man be out the chart. You can't guard him now.
Right.
That's what the difference was in that series.
They do.
When they could,
I like Shannon too.
They can, they can box you in because Rudy couldn't space the floor.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and like again, I think we all are rooting for the hometown kid. I think
for sure.
The segue for our guy Rob with Mike Conley and his age.
Yeah.
But also they let go of Alexander Walker too, though.
Yeah.
Money. Yeah. So now, Rob, you really get to kind of really fall into that role.
I want to see that too, because I think Rob could be on some old crazy 6-man shit, like, and really be like, the Tyler Heroes.
I look at that man, Lou Will.
Lou Will, could score that ball, man.
If he can just figure out a way to stay on the court and be out of foul trouble.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the thing.
Actually, he just posted he was in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think it's that West is
Charlotte Hornets. What are y'all doing? Let's talk about that. I got it on. That's why I wore it, man. Let's talk about.
I feel like right now,
what are you doing?
They're setting themselves up for the obvious what has happened the last 3 years. My top 2 players have been hurt. Now I bring in a Colin Sexton, who just had a good year. Not saying he's all-star or anything like that, but who knows?
But you signed Trey Mann. What are Colin Sexton?
No. What I'm saying is
they didn't sign him.
We didn't sign Trey Mann.
Yes, you did. I seen the update
today. They did.
I thought it was like 50 million or something like that.
He got something crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, from Charlotte.
3 years.
I heard at first that
3 years.
Okay, all right.
I don't know if it went through.
Yeah,
but I know I saw it.
Yeah.
At first, I heard they wasn't matching tenders or something like that.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that part.
This was a couple. If you got the update,
I seen some shit yesterday that said Trey Mann signed. It was like 3 years, 50 million or 40 million or something like that.
I ain't mad at it. I'll say if I was giving a grade, I think Hornets, and I was hating it first.
Yeah,
I give it about a B. I think that
I like Zion James as a defender.
What they did, especially through the draft, is that they looked at
Trey Mann
James. Ain't he from Charlotte?
Oh no, but I like Zion James though as a defender, like a Drew Holiday type.
But what I did like, and to me it seemed like they took from what Indiana, Minnesota, and OKC had, which is like get really good basketball players between the sizes of 6'4" and 6'7". Yeah. And guys that can do multiple things, play defense, pick up 94 feet, make decisions off of 0.5, and do it at an elite level. And when you look at Concanipple, does it. Zion James does it. Yeah. McNeely,
and I hope we keep him.
It's crazy you say that. I'm looking at the video right now, and the vets that's in there watching the rookie sign. You got Grant Williams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got Colin Sexton. You got Mikal Brittany. Is Michael Bridges?
Yeah,
Bridges.
No, Miles Bridges.
Miles Bridges. Yeah. You got Brandon Miller.
Brandon
Miller look bigger.
Yeah.
You got Melo in there, and you got Diabate.
I like Diabate. That's glue guy too.
If Melo can play like the first year Melo, I'm happy.
Let me tell y'all right now. I gave the Charlotte Hornets an A, and I told you.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because you put them 2 white boys
and that can shoot,
and then they can defend. And then Liam knows what it. Man, you can say whatever you want to say. He just came from Hurley.
Yeah,
and that's
I like the Liam.
2 national championships, bro.
Stephon out there in the Spurs.
Yeah,
man, I already knew he was tough though because he played Under Armour.
Yeah,
so he was already good anyway. But like you went and got 2 guys that already played high level, 3 guys that played high level basketball in college and played for the coaches that they played for.
And we did not shoot the 3 well. That's why I do like the McNally and the Knuckle.
Where did James come from? What school James went to?
Duke.
Zion, yeah, he was Duke.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the other. Okay, yeah.
Big.
Oh, we signed him.
Yeah. I was feeling.
I call him little baby. I call him Baby Dort.
And then the guy from Creighton. What was the guy from Creighton name? The 7-footer.
Yeah, the white.
We signed him.
No, I'm not mad at what we did.
Especially in the East.
Yeah. Like because the reality is, like, we didn't need a Bailey. Like, we already got Brandon Miller.
But I wanted your boy though, Derek Queen. I liked him. I liked him. I didn't like. I like Derek Queen.
I like him, but
I didn't like what he fit in.
I like what we have better.
Yeah.
I remember Queen from Team 3 or 2.
Yeah.
That's the coldest kid. That's the coldest kid outside of Chet and Anthony Edwards. I don't coach against him.
Hey, that mother. That boy on Team 3.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. Remember what you said about Kharri? Just look like he ain't playing. That's how Derek McQueen was doing everybody.
You know who McQueen remind me of sometimes though, and I guess it's to look.
I say Anthony Davis.
Trail Allman. 2026. Used to play with goddamn Mikey. Him and Mikey was in the same class. Mikey was going to NC State. They was always together, but Trail reclass. It's called him little stanky leg because like he had like a little limp in his. Yeah. But he reminds me so much of Derek Queen.
Man.
It's crazy.
That kid.
Team loaded, played with Magnum. What's Magwood? Play with him,
I ain't gonna lie, I wanted him, but I mean, I like what we did.
That
but
Joker
I mean,
play like Jokic.
Yeah, man.
Man, that Joker is a problem,
man.
And everybody was happy when he left.
Yeah,
man, because he was playing up.
Yeah,
he was always playing up. Like,
Derek Queen definitely would have been a good pick, but I don't think we had the ability to not waste, but use a pick on him that early.
Yeah.
You couldn't have picked him at 4.
Yeah,
then you traded in late and got like it.
Yeah, you did. They did do some
picking work. Con at 4 was already.
It was. I said,
I hate it.
Man.
And then I was like, look at his metrics at the draft
and how he shoot it. Though
I looked at everything that came behind him.
He's way more athletic.
Yeah, he is.
I feel like drafting Ace Bailey wouldn't have done us no.
No, you got I ain't want Ace, but like he said, now you got a boy that can shoot the ball off the ball. Two of them.
Well, he can guard, but I hate.
And then you still keep a veteran
like you see him.
Oh yeah,
like you understood why he was on.
Oh yeah,
like him and Flag, like you understood.
That's what you say with the NBA be changing. Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
And they still talking about right now a Zion Williamson trade to Charlotte and Minga to Charlotte.
Yeah, I think Zion coming, bro. Now if we get him, I'm super happy after that.
That's a hometown kid.
Oh man, if we can bring Zion,
I went to school with
LaMelo.
Man,
but I feel like you got to give up LaMelo.
You're gonna have to give up something, though.
You have to give something.
Yeah,
there is nothing else we have left to give up.
Yeah, because they brought all them guards in. You're not gonna just get rid of conversation. You just got
them. In a sense, right now, Melo is superior, the highest paid player on our team.
Right.
Zion is the highest paid player on his team.
Yeah.
To swap contract for contract, you have to leave, or you're gonna give up the Miles. You already gave up Mark Williams.
I want Miles to stay.
You already gave up Mark Williams, so you can't give up Mark no more. Now you're giving up maybe one of your rookies that you just drafted.
McNally, and I want all of them. I want to see what they look like.
Listen, I don't want them to go. Give me Zion.
Y'all know we got
Zion
and
Melo.
Y'all know we got Josh Green on the bench. We got Grant Williams on the bench. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of. I'm surprised we traded Nurkic though.
Me too. I wanted to keep him.
I was surprised at that one because I mean we went after that trade because we traded Mark Williams, so it made sense that we kept Nurkic. But I guess the money he's making doesn't make sense for us to pay.
Yeah.
I mean, we already gave up Nick Richards. We gave up Mark Williams. Now we done gave up 3 actually legit 7.
And that's why.
But you get Plumlee. You rather have Nurkic or Plumlee?
Well, hold on, we signed Plumlee.
Yeah, say something about Plumlee though.
Which one? Mason.
I think.
Yeah. He came back.
Plumlee just do his job.
He do
his job.
He do.
Yeah. I had to learn that.
That's
man. Being around NBA players,
and he understands the game.
They tell me what it looks like.
Yeah, right.
You do your job.
Do your job. Yeah.
Low maintenance. And he do it that's why he's still
low maintenance. Veterans, man. I'm going to rebound. Can go dribble handoff. Can make the backdoor pass.
Locker room
guy. He's not gonna take no bad shots.
I just used to see guys dunk on him though, and I ain't like that.
But
he dunked on a lot of them.
Like,
though. He's got a lot of bodies himself too now.
Yeah.
I was talking to QJ about this the other day, like because it like he shout out to him. QJ will go for the block.
Yeah.
So I think Queens Grant game, he was rotating. Chase was coming with two hands, and he went up there. He got the block. I think they called foul, but like I'm like shit, like foul block. Like this was close enough, and he went up with two hands. He stopped the play. Yeah. And this is him as a guard coming from the weak side and like rotation. Yeah. And like I was like, I'm happy that you are cool with that because of like to make that you have to also understand that
you might get dunked on. Like
you're going to get dunked on a couple times. Yeah. And it's the same difference. Like if you play hard enough defense, you're going to get crossed. You're going to fall.
Plumlee do play hard though. I don't take that from him.
And going to the Plumlee point, like if he got dunked on a bunch, that means he probably played deep. Like Mutombo. Yeah. I mean, everybody cared about dunking on Mutombo. He was there
because he was there. Yeah. No, I've been watching him and you know Zai too. Because actually, Zai been actually making a effort to like, yo, I gotta get 2 blocks a game.
Oh no, he been getting them weak sides.
He been catching a couple of weak sides. You know, you reach under. I'm gonna come high and smack out the backboard. Both of them getting them, which is like funny part about it. We were saying like it feels so funny watching them be 6'3" and a half, 6'4" because I'm so used to them being 5'8", 5'7". So it's like. Oh, they are like regular guard height. They can actually kind of rotate and do these things. And that's like, so we are not really that small because really ain't nobody in Charlotte that big. Like Queens Grant, really, their front line is one of the biggest lineups in Charlotte. With Makai, Cannon, and then Chase. You're talking about 6'8", 6'7". Makai's a strong 6'5", 6'6".
Chase really know how to play that spot. He really does.
And all that size, they still gave a smooth little 18 piece.
He got one to Chase. Yeah, and that backcourt that he got.
Now that backcourt he got is tough.
Yeah. That Bobby Montgomery kid gonna be really good too, man.
Bobby and Preston. I like them, and I'll also say like shout out to Queens Grant. I know we kind of talked about them a couple times, but they are well coached. They play like
Brett Badgey doing his thing over there.
And they play a very disciplined and that's they push everything to the side and they ice everything. Yeah. And like same thing I've seen them give a lot of teams trouble. And they're almost a really good like measuring stick for like if a team is good. Cause we seen them at team camp multiple times. And I'd be like, that team looks all right. Oh, they play Queens Grant. Let me look in and see how they did.
And my uncle ain't said one word yet. Joe ain't said nothing. He just be standing up there looking. And I told the kids.
Matter of fact, I think Chambers was coaching over there. Yeah, Chambers, one of the twins over there coaching.
Yeah, I told the kids, I said, have fun now. Because some of y'all weren't pushing that ball out the middle and y'all didn't take them charges. He gonna get you in the season.
Yeah. And that is like they're such a really solid.
Hey, didn't them twins play for the Royals? Back in the day, the dark skinned guys over there, did they
twins?
I think they may have been either Charlotte Monarch guys or Charlotte Stars.
I remember seeing them back. Yeah, might have been Stars.
It might have been Star guys. I mean, now mind you, I come from an era. It was only 3 AAU teams. When I played here, it was only Charlotte Nets, the Royals, and the Charlotte Aces. If you didn't make neither one of them, you didn't play.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? So. I think the Charlotte Stars came around like my senior year. That was KC, Ryan Scott, Dennis Scott's son, Lil J rocking them, and then the Monarchs came. They had a little squad coming up with them as well. So kind of peeped them two teams kind of coming out the woodwork like my senior year. But anything prior to that, bro, like if you didn't make either one of them, if you didn't get that letter, to invite you to tryouts, you wasn't even on that level to start off with.
Yeah, when I moved down here, I think I started Stars because they was over there in my neighborhood.
So the Stars,
Naomi Drennan.
Yeah. So the Stars came out, and they was doing their thing. That was Steph and them peoples.
Yeah.
Steph and them peoples.
Yeah, Dale.
Raynard. It was Raynard and Malcolm, and then Dale kind of started that Stars thing, and it kind of translated to the Carolina Celtics, which ended up coming into the part of Team United.
Shout out to Malcolm too, man. I like what you're doing, getting the young boys in there in the pro-am, and putting them team
for sure.
Team Daniel
We'll
and all
definitely be there
that.
for the next game. We'll be there for the next game.
Yeah, I like that. I like how he intertwined in all these high school boys.
He on the roster.
Yeah, he's on one of them.
Shout out to Malcolm, triple OG.
They called me about it. Him and Miles was like, yo, we thinking about this idea. I said, oh, that's dope.
Yeah, I like that. I like how he do that.
I said, for sure, the five I know, they there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Which one? Which team?
I think he got the team with Aaron on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess as we start to, pretty much wrap the show, give us some final words. You've been here. Do you have any questions for us? If not, some like statements that you want to kind of like leave our audience with.
For the kids, be yourself and just keep working through the noise. Like, don't worry about what nobody gonna say. For the coaches, just keep the main thing.
Yeah.
Like, people gonna create the false narratives. Like I said with Ed, like, that's a false narrative. Yeah, what me and Ed beefing about, boy, we 30,
right,
40 plus.
Man, they kill me.
You know what I'm saying? You creating a false narrative, or you creating a false narrative between Team United, Team Charlotte,
Black man.
Yeah, like you want us to argue and show out on the sideline. That ain't what it is. So just keep the main thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, shout out them guys, right? But it's always going to be competitive, and we're doing it for the kids. We're doing it for the right reasons. So at the end of the day, like, why would I be mad if somebody get a job? I want to see everybody get a job. Everybody should get an opportunity. So, like,
especially good basketball.
Bring good coaches in it too.
All the the false narratives that people try to create. Man, let's keep the main thing. And if we can help these kids, let's just help these kids. Once we come together, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Because then what can you say? You know what I'm saying? We can't really call ourselves the hoop state. You can't really call North Carolina hoop state if the coaches ain't getting along.
Nah, the sad part about it is this should be undeniably the hoop state.
Yeah.
But it's the bickering and the battering between coaches of high school, the coaches of AAU, program directors, trainers. Everybody wants a lane.
Everybody want to be the man too.
Everybody want to be seen. Everybody want to be seen versus doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah, just do it for the kids, man.
You know what I mean? Like, if I wanted to train and do what some of these trainers do, I could do that.
Yeah.
If I wanted to, you know what I mean? But it's not about that to me.
Right.
It's about actually literally seeing a player, a student athlete, matriculate, get better, learn it, love it, invest in it. You know what I mean? To where they allow that skill set to work for them versus them working for it. Like, we understand, like, literally there's a monetary value of just being a good student athlete, good grades, doing what I'm supposed to do on the court, off the court, that can provide me with an opportunity for a free education and maybe a couple dollars.
I was about to say, now you got to throw the money in there too, because now you can get paid going in there doing that,
like literally,
and get an education.
Like literally, we know.
I know.
Like behind the camera, QJ knows two of his former teammates that literally have deals where they're doing commercials in their city for a product that they're selling.
Yeah.
And I say this, everybody talk about, where I'm at, school, but one of my kids got an NIL deal.
Shout out, A.
Hey, this year.
Yeah.
I was about to text you like, what's up? Nah, but like, no, that's
and it shot at his dad because it was his dad.
No, I was about to say, like, really,
it's
good to see, like, so dad is a dope realtor,
he's
connected, and he's utilizing his resources for his son.
Yeah, he's supposed to.
We're not. And when I'm saying that, because we know we've seen situations where resources are used, personally versus for the next generation, and to use what resources that are being provided to him, be it who he knows, who he's working with, who he's working for, just the community itself, like. To see Miles Bridges pop up at an East Met game to watch Garinger play, like, that's dope, bro.
That's dope as hell.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah,
like, what I mean, we're a year removed from being there, but that's something that we would love to see ourselves.
All right, I always say this. I'll say this too. The Christmas giveaway.
Oh, nah, that's 2 years back to back.
And so, like,
shout out to the baby.
Like,
the baby,
getting in the gym though.
Yeah.
Like this time it was in the gym.
John.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people didn't know that though. Like it was in the gym this time.
I see it.
Yeah.
And you know, like everybody was like, how they came along and it was behind closed doors. Like,
Yeah.
man, get off the street, come on over here to the gym.
Yeah.
But that's the splash that you had to make. Like you gotta show people like, man, ain't nothing going on over here but good stuff.
Yeah.
Like don't get it twisted.
Now that's why we tried to do. We did the alumni game there last year, the So True Classic. Like literally try to just bring light to the fact that this is like any other high school in the city.
Yeah.
I don't know why the name itself has garnered so much negative attention, but it's like this school is no worse than the school on the south side, school on the north side, school on the east side, school on the west side.
Just want to.
This may be one of the last inner city schools left.
Man, there's knuckleheads everywhere. I went to East Mac. When I was there, it was mixed. It was knuckleheads there. White boys wanting
but the crazy part about it is the things you think may go on at Garinger don't go on.
Yeah.
No,
don't.
Yeah. And they said that about West Charlotte too.
Don't go on,
I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna give y'all this before we leave. Something happens over there. It can happen on Sugar Creek.
Yeah.
The news people fly all the way down the street.
I'm giving you a prime
and
example.
get in front of that green sign.
Yeah,
Say
right
Garinger
there.
High School,
Yeah.
and make
So,
it look
right
like
there,
it happened
make it
there.
look
So
right there.
prime example, right? So I think last year there was the shooting where the guy he shot about 7 cops, right? This is the shootout was going on and everything like that on the east side. So the news came out, it was right by Garinger High School. There was a shootout with the police and this guy. Bro, the shooting was closer to Cochran and then in those apartments than they were to Garinger.
Yeah.
But because it's in proximity
Yeah.
of what they label
Go viral.
Garinger as,
Gotta go viral.
Yeah.
gotta go
yeah.
viral.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we literally sit in the school like, huh? What's going on here?
Like the other day, I get a picture. Garinger caught on fire. No, it didn't. The dryer, that dryer that's by the gym is what on fire, and didn't no damages happen.
Yeah,
Just the dryer. But like that's what they create, and then everybody sees that, and then be like,
Well,
oh,
and,
man.
and the sadly
Not
is,
that.
The generation of kids. Everything's recorded. Everything is documented. Phone. So if it gets out there, of course, it's not getting out there from a source that's putting it out there. It's from a source that's just happened to post, and then they pulling from it. You know how that goes.
A tweet or something like this. So as we wrap fellas out, y'all give the shout outs. Any shout outs that y'all want to give?
I want to give a shout out to all the student athletes that came and showed up and performed in June.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who you are, what you did, whatever. Like literally, y'all put the city on fire. Put the state on notice. Like they put everybody like, yo, North Carolina, y'all better from the girls side to the boys side to the incoming freshmen to those that are going to seniors. Like literally, there was nothing but great performances, great basketball this last month of June. And I want to shout out all the programs, all the coaches, all the players, trainers, parents. Like literally, this was like one of the best high school live periods I've seen in a long time.
It was fun.
It was fun. It was fun to be a part of, fun to witness, fun to observe, fun to analyze.
I was hearing it was more coaches at the public than at the private live period.
I was at both.
Yeah.
I was at both. And
I ain't getting to make it to the private.
they were splitting. I would say that they were splitting. Like you know what I'm saying?
Both of them was
it was certain games.
I about to say
like
you had to go see certain kids.
You get a Greensboro day versus the Berlin school.
Okay, so
like
everybody
that game
on that baseline sitting in the stands.
Christ school
It
versus
just depends
Burlington or
on
something like that.
It just depends on the
I
name.
get that.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would say that, like being able to go to both.
Yeah.
I seen that. Like I see the difference.
And then you got to think about it. There were some North Carolina schools.
That you seen?
The difference is the names on the shirts. That play a big role in.
You talking about the college shirts? We ain't talking about you talking about the college shirts, right?
Huh?
You talking about the different names on the college shirts?
I'm talking about school.
School. Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the kids going to see certain. Them coaches going to see certain schools.
For sure.
Because that standard they built and things like that. So like you know what I'm saying. Like at the public school, it was easier to look like it was more coaches because how the gym was set up.
Well, the coaches are only in the first 2 courts.
Yeah,
for sure.
They were only like really facing.
Oh,
so
okay,
now when you go to the private school, it was 3 different gyms. So 3 different gyms had coaches in it.
And there was at Greensboro Day. There was
at Forsyth Country Day.
Okay.
It was at Forsyth Country Day. So like you had coaches in main gym, back gym, in the second gym. They had 3
Okay,
gyms going on.
all right.
So like, yeah, because Forsyth got 2 gyms,
and I mean, it was coaches to see all these kids though. Like that was the best thing about it. Like the coaches actually came out to see the kids, and it was head coaches.
Oh no, for
like
sure.
There was a lot of head coaches, like on both sides. Like I was at both, and you know what I'm saying. Like I don't really get into the public and the private because, like,
you take both sides too, though.
Yeah, I coach both sides, but it's like it's about the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Every situation ain't good for a kid. Every situation ain't good for a kid. Like some kids got to go private. Some kids got to be public. Some kids, you know what I'm saying? So everything is different. So that's why I say you got to keep the main thing. The main thing is the kids. Like at the end of the day.
Shout out to the high school portal because it's really just opening now.
Yeah. Oh, it's open.
What?
I'm just saying no. Because what happens is
breaking news.
People play people play in June and don't necessarily actually be tied to the school.
No,
they just want to see how it looks.
Oh no,
so that's why I say like literally July is when they start enrolling into the school. So that's when like the real actual.
That's when you have to say.
We ain't saying that it's more moves to be made.
That's more moves to be made.
I'm just saying the Twitter be popping.
I'll tell you this.
Any move you want to break to us right now?
Oh no.
I'll tell you this. I don't know the moves, but Kharri Coleman stay at West Charlotte. Because I like how you look with Chacho. I got to see a lot of that. I was at the Hopewell team camp, and I watched that, and I said, okay.
And go to prep school.
That too. But I would like to see him turn that city up for this year and go ahead and leave.
He got the city.
Yeah.
We don't like the we try to separate it, but all I'm gonna say is that line them boys up, West Charlotte Chambers. I know who I'm taking.
Oh yeah. Hey, look, it's rightfully so.
I'm in a recruiting battle right now.
But Trey, talk to us. Man. They got 3, we got 3. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Line them up. But go ahead.
I mean, shoot, I said my shout out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm on the Kharri train, man, right now. I mean, I've seen some other guards. I like the guard out of Mallet Creek, Ahmad. Left, he tough, he a tough kid. He played the right way.
You talking about Kingston?
No.
I like Kingston too, but Ahmad was at Ridge with He actually played with Malik at Ridge.
Did you see the kid at North? DJ?
Yeah, Lindsay. Yeah.
That joker put the ball in the
Yes.
DJ, that's a good move.
Shoot that ball. So I'm anxious to see like how your boy shooting it, how shooting it. I done had these discussions on the phone.
I didn't know
how your boy shooting it, how he's shooting it, and how Chacho's shooting. Who the best shooter in the city? Look, I'm gonna turn y'all little guys up. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come on here and pop it. I'm challenging. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, who the best shooter in the city?
Hey, QJ, solo him.
Go ahead. Hey, who the best shooter in the city? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna turn y'all up right now.
Who you got in the running?
In the running is Zion, most definitely.
Okay.
Chacho and DJ Lindsay. Now, there's some other guys around here, but these are guys I'm seeing, and these are guys I'm rolling with. And I'm putting the battery in their back, and I'm only doing this out of fair competition. When I get on here, I talk because I want y'all guys to perform. I had words to say about one of the guys that left last year. And I got you. You know what I mean? But he looked like an animal right now, Brewster. Read between that. You know what I'm saying? But it was all fairness. I look at these guys at a coach's lens. I don't say what I say to bash a kid or not. If I see that you could be great, be great. Don't have no in-between time. Be great. Do what Slim did. Slim was every game. Every game I watched him, it wasn't no chill. No chill Gil. He brought it every game. So that's what I want to see.
All right, y'all heard him. Hey, Chat, talk to us. Best shooter in the city. All I know is that everybody you named play in the same conference.
That's what I was about to say.
I'm gonna say this then.
I'm gonna say forget the city. Talking about the state.
Go ahead.
We got a white boy that shoot the laces out the thing over there, South Met, named Bean.
He do.
So we just ain't gonna do that.
No, we not. Is Myers Park in your conference?
Yeah, we got Myers Park. We got
Cash over there.
Hey, Braden over at Arjukel.
And then at Garinger, you got Jameer Neely.
Yeah, Jameer be shooting that thing.
Definitely shooting that thing.
Let's make it.
We ain't gonna talk about it. I'm putting my money on my kid in the
Open
week.
Which one? Let's
podcast.
Jameer Nilly.
Jameer Nilly.
Talking about that.
I'm just saying,
That's my kid.
y'all can have the city. We going for the state.
And that's my kid. I'll say that. Jameer Nilly might be the best kid. He might be the best shooter in the state. I just said it. Like he in Florida right now. He on vacation. And what it is. But I know what that kid gonna do this year. What that kid gonna do this year? I know what he's gonna do.
Hey, coach, and I like that. That's why I'm trying to turn it up. I'm turning the city up.
Nobody know who he is.
He had a great freshman.
Nobody knew who he was. I played 2 freshmen.
Right.
And now. Everybody talking about what they got, the best.
And what's his name again?
Jameer Nilly. All y'all AAU coaches, y'all can't get him.
Because I was gonna try to put a bid.
No, you know what I'm saying? Can't get him. He be home.
Come on, Phil, you out.
He be too short.
He boxed me out already.
He be at home now. He be at home. That's my dog right now.
Shout out to Jameer Nilly, though. Shout out to Jameer.
I mean, really, but the goal over here is
competition, baby.
Competition for one, and like if you want to be anything, it's good to be the best in the city, best in the state. Like literally, you want to be like when you look at the Southeast region, I want you to be able to think about one shooter.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's humbly stating it.
Yeah.
But the work that's put in,
the
mindset of what you want for yourself, what you want to be.
Shit, I'm about to drop my
on a serious note, though, I will say this about Zion. That joker shoot the ball deep as I don't know.
Man.
He shoot the ball deep. He shooting through range. That's what we used to call those kids. He shoot the ball
and he getting that handle right, too, because I seen a couple of clips where they trying to run him off the line, and he like, all right, come here. All right, I'll step to the side and get you.
And he's shooting it so effortless.
Because
he's skinny.
So
you don't think he's strong enough to get the ball there. Man, please. He be shooting like
he got that moon ball,
putting that work in, bro.
I'm like, you shot that?
And you know what? More than anything else, I feel like with any of these kids nowadays that are like just starting to get it and get the recognition, just being humble.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you have to be humble in this game, like, and you get humble very quickly because what happens a lot is you would do something or something that happened, and you be like, oh, yeah.
No, I say
let me humble myself real quick because you know it's someone else getting us even higher recognition. Someone else they're looking at, so it's a humbling experience. But at the same time, you know, I had a conversation with mine. He had a conversation with me, and I'm gonna leave off of this right here. For us, you know, he sat there and said with the most confidence, arms back on the couch, "What God has for me, He has for me."
That's what's up.
I say that too.
He left it just like that. And I was like,
for you, he got for you.
That's mature.
That's maturity right there. And just understanding that more than anything else, like we are all running a race, but it's gonna be run at different paces, finished at different times.
In a different way, too.
In a different way. But the main goal is just to finish.
And that's what that's what I would say to these kids, you know. Start worrying about getting the offer.
Yeah.
Let's play.
Yeah.
Play because you love the game. You chasing something that ain't there right now. You chasing something don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that getting that offer. Somebody out here gonna work for you to get it.
Control the controllable.
Somebody gonna work out here for you to get it.
Control the controllable.
I'll speak on these kids' behalf. If a college coach called me, I may say they say, well, you got this kid at Garinger. Yeah, but then there's a kid up the road at Indy, there's a kid over at Harding, there's a kid at Chambers. We got this. That's the difference. Like I'm gonna speak on all the kids, regardless of what logo I'm putting on. So like, at the end of the day, kids, start worrying about offers. You got people out here that's gonna help you. Just gotta trust the process, trust what's going on. And you know what I'm saying? When coaches speaking to you in the gym, they ain't always trying to recruit you to go to their school. Sometimes they just generally like, what's up?
Yeah.
How you doing? I seen your game.
I like how you play.
Just look at it like that, because you never know what that coach that got the other logo on doing for you. You remember that. Just remember
watch how you treat them too.
Well, I mean, and it's a village, bro. You know what I mean? Like you're saying, it might not be my kid, but it's a kid in the city.
Yeah,
it's a kid in the ranch, it's a kid in the community. So it's like, yeah, what you looking for might not be my kid I have here, but what I do know, hey, bro, you go to this game right here on Tuesday, them two playing each other, you might find what you're looking for.
Find something up in there.
You might find something up in there. So like, that's the beauty of.
Shout out to the conference. That's gonna be the beauty of it.
Yeah. Well, shout out to the city too, bro.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the city,
the conference, but
the conference.
definitely the city, because like right now, I feel like this is about to be like one of the better years of Charlotte basketball in a long time. Like, I'm not saying it's been bad basketball, but you got to realize I come from an era where there were top 6 schools in every conference. To where last year was top 4. You had bottom.
Yeah, and
like now you have
Sim with Ed over like that.
Like literally,
over at West Met.
You literally put places. You put coaches in great.
Oh yeah, and
Parks at Mallard Creek.
Like
Hines at Myers Park.
Hines at Myers Park.
There's so many coaches that.
Which Hines you talking about? Hold on.
Is it Hines from Hopewell?
No,
Okay,
not that Hines. Not that Hines.
Okay.
Yeah. I bet you we on the same page.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
that Hines, he's super duper trainer now. That's
a trainer, yeah, okay.
And I love his story that he tells. Yeah. And I ain't trying to give his story up, but I was there one day because me and him were training together when I was working at Hopewell, and he told the story like, bro was the beast at Shaw.
Yeah,
like literally, he's one of them CIAA players that had league recognition. He was down in Orlando, had a good day. Bro said he went out that night, had a good time. Missed getting there the next morning. They cut him. So it's almost like, you know what I mean? Like that story is like you can be like right there.
Yeah.
But the decisions you make still while you there can determine if you fully get there.
Yeah.
And you know, he tells that story, but he works with the kids and everything like that, though. You talking about Hines at Hopewell and everything like that. But you know, just knowing that pedigree of what he's went through, the testimony he's able to provide to the kids, like, and that's what it's about also. You know, I ain't gonna overtalk us, but that's the beauty of playing this game at certain levels, getting to a level and being able to give it back to a kid, because not every kid is going to experience even the way of going to JUCO, D2 and playing like that. That's a blessing within itself. So to be able to even pass that on versus even other knowledge of reaching other levels is a beauty of the game itself, that we're able to actually really connect with young men, young women through this game and provide them with life lessons that go a long way.
All right, so I think that's a great note for us to leave off on. We gave y'all a lot of extra content. This is our first Open Gym live podcast.
We live.
It was live. And this is fun. Shout out to y'all, everybody that engaged with us in the chat.
Shout out to the chat for sure.
Yes.
But we have Coach Sanders here. We appreciate you pulling up on us. Great conversation, great content. Nonetheless, with that said, y'all got some extra content. We typically try and go just 3 hours. We went a little over.
Just a quick shout out to the mom I seen. I forgot what she said her name was. I was at the UNC Charlotte team camp, and she, as soon as I walked in, she was like, "Yo, I watch y'all. It's dope." And I always tell the supporters, "Thank y'all for watching."
For sure.
AJ over at Southern Durham, his pops.
That's my guy. That's my guy over there. We him with the Livingstone together. Yeah.
He came up to me like we were just sitting there. He was like, "Yeah, do a podcast, don't you?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "You know what's going on." I was like, "Yeah."
No, shout out to my cousin Paula. Cousin Paula didn't watch basketball, but she watches the show.
Yeah.
She was actually regurgitating what we're talking about when in regards to AAU coaches and high school coaches working together. Like she regurgitated to me when I was actually over there working, doing some work. And it was like, I appreciate that, cuz.
That's
not to be funny, but you're like one of the last people I would have thought would be watching the show. And you literally said something verbatim that we talked about. Like, so shout out to even those that we don't even think of watching the show.
Watching that you wouldn't think watching.
Hey man, we love y'all, bro.
We love y'all, man. I'll leave y'all with this though. Shout out to y'all for doing what y'all doing.
Yeah.
Right. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah.
Like that moment might happen. Might jump out.
Right.
Then you be sitting there looking like Shannon Sharp.
Right.
Hey, listen, but I'm married. I only date women my age.
No, I ain't talking.
She skipped. So I'm saying, I'm trying to tell you, Skip.
You get somebody something like
Ocho. Come on now, Ocho. Right.
You built it like Matt Barnes. My uncle, Vernon,
Hey, Vernon set the whole all the smoke off. Like any episode he's on is like must watch TV.
All right, so nonetheless, from coaches to casuals, grassroots to the league, this is Open Gym. I'm Coach Q.
Coach T, who I be.
Coach Way Too Nice. Coach Wayne.
Special guest.
Coach Sim.
Yeah, sir.
Team Charlotte, team Combine, Garinger, everything in between. With that said,
everything.
Scout, recruiter,
Just all around a good dude.
yeah, just a fire guy, man. Great conversation. With that said, we out. Peace.
Yeah. Peace.
I don't broke the mic over.